Oddio, buonasera, mamma mia il calore, scusate. Ho cercato di partire anche presto. Ho cercato di partire presto. Un attimino che una roba alla volta. Ok, ecco qua. Facciamo questo, fissa. Non sono neanche legati i capelli. Talmente dovevo fare le cose, cioè, ho dovuto sistemare un paio di roba. Un attimo che... Cosa succede sta cosa qua? Perché tutto a posto? Si piglia un attimo la sipo qua? Tutto ok? Ecco qua. Tutto a posto? Perché era andata un po' a fanculo, forse perché stava caricando, aveva fatto 1000 aggiornamenti, non aggiornamenti. Ci siamo? Tutto ok? Si è ripigliato? Perché stava andando un po' a quel paese. Faccio questa cosa qua, me la avvicino. Ok, si sta ripigliando qua, meno male. Ok, posto. Sono... Che calore! Ero qua a farmi i cazzi miei comunque. Oddio, cazzo. Ero a farmi letteralmente i cazzi miei, scusatemi. Allora. Ah no, ok. Sono riuscita a mettere a posto le cose. Ok. No, lo voglio normale stavolta. Perfetto, così vi leggo, vi guardo, vi faccio tutto. Andiamo che la quest ci sta aspettando. Dobbiamo scoprire chi è veramente Lelek. Ma anche se Lelek fosse Odette. Sinceramente, posso essere sincera con voi? Non penso che sia cattiva comunque. Non penso che abbia fatto cose. Torniamo dentro al tutto. Normalità storia speciale, perfetto. Ok, cosa dovevo fare? Parlare con tutti? Valerie, mio amore, vieni qui!
You seem to be very comfortable taking charge, Major. You took the reins as soon as things went south.
Beh, è un soldato, è il suo obiettivo, senza offesa, Mitya.
I simply made an executive decision that someone needed to take control of the situation on the military's behalf. Does this offend you?
No, quite the opposite. We feel much safer for it. By the way, what does Major mean exactly?
È abbastanza alto come grado, sì.
Rank?
Sì. Ok, dicevo. Ah, devo discutere di Odette. Ho detto, guardate, io ho l'impressione che lei sia Lelek, ma non penso abbia cercato di uccidere le persone.
You're right. That was my bad. It was a knee-jerk reaction. I didn't think it through. Luckily, no one suspected my identity. Oh, phew. It's just you. I thought someone was eavesdropping.
Since Bodhi and Itza and I were on the same page earlier, I think I should share my thoughts with the Rocot members first.
Sì, sono d'accordo. Almeno da spiegare i nostri dubbi, più che altro.
Whoa. Are you serious? I don't know if this counts as gossip, but it's definitely on track to be the juiciest this whole year. Odette? Really? Odette? Oh god, how dumb does this make me look? Lelek has been right under my nose this whole time, and I didn't notice a thing.
Cucciola mia.
Actually, it's exactly what you'd expect. Sometimes.
Hiding in plain sight is the best strategy.
And now that you mention it, the more I think about it, the more sense it seems to make. It all adds up. What are we up to now? 1, 2, 3, 4...
Beh, tesoro mio, non penso... Ribadisco, non penso che Odette abbia fatto queste cose terribili. Abbia fatto pressione, sì, ma non penso sia arrivata a uccidere qualcuno, anche perché...
Odette's identities. She's my coworker, specifically a ballerina, and also a Fatus, a member of the Rokot. Now, Lelek. It must be so exhausting. I just want to give her a hug.
Amore, lei.
Since I've always known her as a member of the Fatui, it never even crossed my mind that she could be involved with the Rokot, let alone be Lelek.
In realtà ha senso che possa essere coinvolta lì.
If she's with the Fatui, what reason could she have for
Ma
being
anche
so
dentro i
opposed to
Fatui c'è
Project
qualcuno che si oppone al
Susha?
progetto.
Probably best if you ask her that in person.
Well, since you waited until now to bring this up instead of announcing it to everyone earlier, does that mean we're all on the same page here?
Non sembra il tipo di persona che ucciderebbe degli innocenti. Sono molto d'accordo, quindi potrebbe essere Lelek, ma non in maniera cattiva.
From the Rokot leadership, but as far as I'm concerned, she's never crossed the line. If anything,
Appunto.
her actions benefit the poor. We need to confront her face to face.
Do you think she'd really admit to being Lelek?
I don't know. We'll have to see how it goes. For now, we'll work on the assumption that she didn't kill anyone, and see how much she's willing to tell us.
Sbottonarsi. È un modo di dire? Si dice? Ma...
Now's our chance. Odette's alone. Let's go.
Ma ditele... Ho detto, possiamo parlare in privato?
What is it, you guys?
Shh. Keep your voice down.
Ok.
We need to talk. So, you're Lelek, aren't you? Alright, fine. You don't have to say anything or explain yourself. Just hear me out first. None of us believes you kill innocent people. Whoever murdered those 2 people last night, it wasn't you. Traveler was the first to figure out your identity, but she kept quiet during the discussion just now. Still, it's clear where the group consensus is heading. Everyone believes Lelek is the culprit. If your identity is exposed, you'll be in a really
Io non
bad
so se
spot.
sta pensando...
We're
Ma
your
siete seri?
colleagues, and we know what kind of person you are. I don't want anything bad to happen to you. So, can you clue us in? Tell us everything. The more we know, the more easily we'll be able to cover for you.
Quindi...
Yes, I'm Lelek. And no, I'm not the murderer. And thanks, but I don't need you to cover for me. Actually, I'm planning to reveal my identity.
Scusami?
You're gonna reveal that you're Lelek? Here?
That's right. I'll admit I was surprised at first when Shuganov guessed that I was here. It was just a lucky guess, but it caught
Allora,
me
è
off
stato
guard.
fatto dal panico.
But after taking some time to assess the situation and confirm where everyone stands, I don't believe I have anything to worry about.
Are you sure you don't need a second opinion? Given the circumstances. Mr. Valeri! What?
Cosa? What? Vabbè, quanto acuto.
So, Odette is Lelek?
I don't know what game you're playing, but you've got a lot of nerve.
It's just one identity. So what if it's exposed? I can disappear and adopt a new identity anytime I please.
Perché Lelek?
I made my peace with this when I chose to become Lelek. But more importantly, I promise I am not the murderer. Which means that someone else is. So, if anyone still insists that I did this, you'd best produce the evidence now.
Comprensibile.
Otherwise, I suggest that you bite your tongue. Because if you really believe I killed 2 people without making a sound or leaving a trace, Pointing fingers at me would surely only make you my next target.
Is this really the truth, Miss Odette?
That's confidence, all right. I believe you.
A real no-nonsense attitude. I can see why Marionette said that she's on track to inherit the title of the Fair Lady.
Vabbè.
Are you seriously buying this? Hey, officer! She just
Sì, ma non abbiamo
admitted to being
prove
Lelek.
comunque.
Aren't you going to do something about this?
I do have one question, Miss Odette. Why have you chosen this moment to come forward and reveal your identity?
If I didn't say anything, everyone would be focusing all their efforts on finding Lelek. And that is exactly what the real culprit wants. I don't want to be the scapegoat who lets the murderer get away with this crime.
Effettivamente era la tua ragione.
Despite
Non posso
all
dire
the
niente.
accusations, she made the smart choice. A remarkable display of rational thinking under pressure. Clearly, Odette's talent extends far beyond the art of dance.
She thought so far ahead. Ugh, why do I always feel like I'm one step behind her in everything?
Ma perché tu sei più dolce, Vodi, non ti preoccupare.
You've convinced me. Dealing with the murder case remains the top priority right now. Let's put the name Lelek and all related incidents aside until further notice. Nevertheless, the group still considers you the prime suspect. I assume you have no
Mi
quarrel
sembra
with
anche
that,
questo
Miss
molto
Odette.
lecito.
I understand. You're welcome to keep an eye on me around the clock. I have no objections.
Mr. Chuganov?
For my wife and daughter's sake, I'll let you off the hook for now. But don't think you're forgiven for breaking into my house and threatening me. Just wait till we get out of here, Lelek. We'll settle the score then.
Sono d'accordo anche su questo. È stato comunque minacciato. Cioè, non gli ha fatto del male, ma è stato comunque minacciato. Cioè, così. E per ora,
Good work,
come
Lelek Guard
facciamo?
team. And Lelek too. Here, have some hot water.
Acqua calda.
Turns out Valeri knew about my exploits, so now I've been told I have to guard Lelek with him.
Shouldn't you be facing my way if you're guarding me? At the moment, it looks more like you're my bodyguards.
If the
Cazzo,
true
voglio
culprit is
Valerie come
indeed
vuole.
still at large, as you have claimed, we must keep our guard up against them also.
Don't worry, Tonya. We'll get through this.
Oh, che carina, Vodi.
Once the snow stops, the officials will step in. The investigation will get easier, and then we'll be safe.
A me preoccupa la neve.
But once the snow stops, won't everyone just leave? Huh? You're gonna miss us, huh? Well, some of us work at the theater, so
Amore.
we'll
Dai,
stay
Vodi
here.
è carina.
We'll even give you a special backstage pass. Really, Miss Vodyanitsa? That's awesome! You've made a fan for life.
No, che carina.
Aw, you're so cute, Tonya.
È veramente carina, Tonya. Non ha il cuoricino.
Let's swear to it. I promise to give you the pass, and you promise to never change your mind about being my fan.
Vodi.
Promise.
Vodi. Ma hai già i tuoi
Indulge her,
fan.
Tonya. You don't have to swear an oath over things like that.
You really do get carried away sometimes, don't you,
Sì,
Miss
si lascia un po'
Vodyanitsa?
trasportare, ma ne vogliamo bene comunque.
Mind your own business.
Vabbè, è una diva lei. È una piccola diva, ma ha ragione.
Don't be nervous, Miss Wateramp. Everyone's here. There's nothing to be afraid of.
Excuse me? Do I look nervous?
Ha
Don't be
cantato.
ridiculous.
È nervosa perché canta.
No. You sound nervous, lass.
Mia cara, meno.
Wait, but how... Okay, plenty of people know that I'm a water imp, but still... How come you understand our primary mode of expression?
Primary mode of expression. I've not come across that concept before. Do enlighten me, Vodyanitsa.
Well, it's just... We water imps tend to communicate our emotions to each other by singing rather than facial
Ok.
expressions. The
Balene.
emotions we convey through song
Ma è
take
vero.
precedence over our facial expressions. So, we think of it as our primary mode of expression.
I'm impressed, Shram. I didn't take you for a man of culture.
Ma non penso
But
che
you're
sia
clearly
facile
rather learned.
capire il canto
It's
di una...
not about being cultured or not. The thing is, this mode of expression can usually only be understood by other water imps. It's not a simple case of a song sounding happy or sad. And yet, you're clearly human, Mr. Shram.
It's really not the big deal you're making it out to be.
Ma
I think I
sì.
just have a knack for it. Plus, I have a
È un'amica molto intima.
very close
E
friend
come
who's a
si
water imp.
chiama?
A delightful lady. Anyway, we spent so much time together that before I knew it, I noticed I could understand her expressions.
Oh, I guess that makes sense. Still, the fact that you have a water imp friend is even more surprising. I'd better watch what I'm singing when I'm around you from now on.
Hey, what are you implying? You're not secretly insulting
Ma
the
perché
audience in your
dovrebbe?
songs, are you?
Heavens, why would I do a thing like that?
Perché dovrebbe
It's getting late.
insultarmi?
We should discuss our sleeping arrangements for tonight. It's a guard against the killer. Someone needs to keep watch.
I suggest that we don't sleep in separate quarters tonight. It will be safer if we all stay together.
Sono d'accordo.
As long as someone keeps an eye on Lelek, I'm quite sure we won't have any trouble.
Are you saying that you wish to bet your life on Miss Odette being the killer?
Nonsense.
Non
Of
hai
course not.
prove, bro. Cioè...
Then I propose the following arrangement for tonight. The Traveler, Odette, and I will form the Night Watch. We'll sleep in shifts, but two of us must be awake at any given time.
Per me va
An
bene.
excellent idea. This allows us to handle the night watch while also keeping an eye on Lelek. Meanwhile, the rule of taking shifts in pairs resolves the other issue. Namely that we can't
Purtroppo è vero.
necessarily trust the
Cazzo.
Traveler or Valeri either. I expect that plan took you quite some time to come up with, didn't it?
Actually, our field combat manual outlines a similar approach. Although the scenario there involves guarding prisoners overnight during field operations.
Ce lo fanno pure loro di non
That
stare mai
being
da
said,
soli, porca
I must
miseria.
clarify that I harbor no disrespect towards you personally, Miss Odette. In fact, Lelek's numerous covert operations make fine textbook examples for military agents.
I care less about respect and more about the fact that you just robbed me of 2/3 of my sleep tonight.
Ho detto...
I'm calling
per
dibs
l'amor
on
del...
being the first to rest. Good night.
Ho detto, ho capito, però non abbiamo... C'è un problema. Ok.
It's almost time. We should wake Odette. How are you faring?
Non ho sonno. Tu dormi un po', io dormirò dopo.
Oh, not going to argue with that. I'll take a quick nap. If you start to feel sleepy, wake me up anytime.
Dai, che
It's
carino.
finally time for Odette and I to share the night watch. I should wake her up.
Hanno proprio
Came
tutti...
here to get information from her in the first place. Maybe
E niente.
How long are you gonna keep staring at me?
Ma non ti avevo ancora svegliato.
Couldn't sleep. My mind's been running haywire.
Che non hai
Plus,
dormito.
there's something I've been meaning to talk to you about.
Anche tu?
I had a hunch that you wanted a conversation too. Let's take this chance to clear the air, shall
Ecco,
we?
sì, diciamo assolutamente che non è stata completamente colpa nostra la
I
morte della
just had a
signora.
simple question for you, really. It's, Rosaline. In her final moments, did she have any last words or anything?
Io me le ricordo ed erano no, ti prego, non uccidermi, però non penso. Cioè, se non mi ricordo male era una roba del genere, non ti prego, non lo fare, oppure è anche maledizioni contro Raid, mi sembra. È successo tutto così in fretta.
I see. Well, that was all. I have no other questions.
Ti manca?
No.
Come? No?
She was utterly ruthless in pursuing her goals. That kind of person should be hard to miss.
Forse lo era con te, forse perché non sapevo come approcciarti.
And yet, even though I never approved of her methods, and she was an abrasive person, the fact remains that I am indebted to her.
Sandrone me ne aveva parlato.
Oh, she told you. I guess that makes sense. I think she and Rosaline were on pretty good terms.
Tuttavia non conosceva tutti i dettagli.
Yes. Rosaline wasn't the kind to gossip about this sort of thing. Not that it's any huge secret to me, though. When I was a child, I had to join the Fatui for the sake of my mother and me.
Lo sappiamo.
I trained under Rosaline. It was extremely grueling, and it didn't exactly come naturally to me. All I could do was try to ignore the biting cold and practice. I was a newcomer who'd managed to make a good first impression on a harbinger. There was pressure to live up to her expectations.
Comprensibile.
To be worthy of the fair lady's reputation. Every day was a struggle against the cold, pain, and fatigue. And most nights, I struggled to fall asleep. After enduring all that, I've become almost immune to the sensation of pain. I suppose that was the cost of survival. Surely, any child who had to experience that would grow to hate her lot in life. Don't you think?
Mi ha dato una mano, nonostante tutto. Hai pagato davvero un prezzo altissimo.
So, I put an equal amount of effort into my ballet.
Come dormi,
Because in
Valerie?
my young
Come
mind,
fai a dormire
that was
così?
the only way to defy my fate. It was my way of telling her, the Fatui's demands and your expectations of me are not what I wish for. One day, I will leave. I think she probably blamed my poor performance in training on my passion for ballet. She knew my heart wasn't in it. One time, when I was secretly practicing a dance at night, she suddenly showed up. I knew she was there to catch me red-handed. I told her, "You don't deserve to watch the dance I learned from my mother."
Ah,
She
Madonna.
looked stunned. I guess she was surprised that I lashed out first, before she had the chance. But strangely enough, on that occasion, she wasn't fierce with me like she was during training. Instead, she fell silent for a moment, and then left. After that, she never interfered with my dancing or asked me how it was going. She never came to watch me dance again either. Not even once.
Era una persona molto... Forse se l'era un po' presa e fa...
She was. But even now, whenever I take out this core Ignis, I can't help but think of that night.
Te l'ha dato lei?
Of the look on her face.
Quindi fu un suo regalo?
Sort of. Although gift might be too kind
E
a
infatti
term.
mi ricordavo.
This is her flame sealed within ice. A symbol of her favor, yes, but also her way of keeping an eye on people. She knew the location of every piece of core Ignis. If any recipient started acting suspiciously, she'd be on to them immediately.
Minchia che peso.
Trust her to make even a mark of approval feel suffocating. So, when news of Rosaline's death reached Snezhnaya, many people immediately crushed their core
Ma
Ignis.
tu non l'hai fatto.
It gave them a profound sense of relief, like they'd broken free from her shackles. But I kept mine. With my sensitivity to pain being as dull as it is, the warmth from this core Ignis is one of the few things I can still feel clearly. I still wonder, did she really come to stop me that night? I wasn't sure, but I was scared.
Vabbè,
So I
perché lei
said
ha
some
fatto
really
molto per
awful
farsi...
things. I guess she didn't leave anything behind. Not that I expected her to.
Beh,
It's fine. It's just a bit of a shame that we couldn't settle our differences before the end.
se vuoi ho la sua corona in inventario, però non sarebbe terribile, no. Aspetta, ma Sanare mi ha detto che voi dovevate risolto la questione.
She did. Are you sure she was talking about this event?
Ha detto che Arlecchino aveva dato alcuni consigli a Rosalind e che Rosalind è venuta a trovarti.
No, she didn't. I didn't even find out that she'd gone to Mondstadt until a
Forse
while
voleva
after
davvero
she
dire le
left.
cose belle.
Wait, in that case...
Penso che dovresti andare a parlare con la fantesca.
Okay, I will. Thanks for letting me know.
There's something I'm trying to figure out. I'm beginning to suspect that Paimon's mystery illness is being caused by the energy research behind Project Stuja. Paimon's very important to me, so I have to get to the bottom of this. I figured that since you're Lelek, you might know something about all this.
The ultimate goal of this energy experiment is to create a weapon for the final battle.
La famosa arma
The
decida?
weapon's construction was completed in Nodcry. Now, all that remains is to arm it with a sufficiently powerful energy.
Quindi l'arma c'è? Ma ha bisogno di energia? Tutto questo per l'arma decida? Quindi è questo che stanno facendo nella riproposizione sperimentale.
Yes. The weapon's development and all the related experiments are overseen by Lord Piero, the Jester. And the lab is located deep within the Armory Palace. I'm not sure why this experiment would be making Paimon feel unwell, though. The best way to get to the bottom of it would be to go there in person.
Ma siamo bloccati
Once
qua.
we get out of here, I'll help you apply for an entry permit.
Ne sei sicura? Non dimentichiamoci anche tu fai parte dei fatui.
And I'm hardly the organization's proudest member, as you know. You answered my question about Rosaline. I want to do you a favor in return. It's that simple.
What's wrong? Are you not feeling well?
Valerie?
You two seem to be hitting it off.
Uff, mi preso un colpo.
Of course I was. In the military, one learns to fall asleep quickly, even in the most inhospitable environments. It's vital to staying alert and energized. Why? Is something wrong?
Oh, per l'amore del cielo, stavo pensando a quanto sei bello. Io farei così. Ma devi alla situazione, non dire niente.
Even if he was awake, he can't have overheard us, right?
Well, thank you both for keeping watch. Traveler, I'll take over for now. It's your turn to get some sleep.
Sure. This is our second night here, but at least I found out a little more about Paimon's condition. I hope she's been sleeping well the past couple of days. Why do I feel like I'm being watched?
Che paura, sei scema.
Seriously? Is this payback for when I stared at her earlier? But I thought she was asleep.
Dead?
Never mind. I'd better try and get some sleep myself.
Oh no, di nuovo.
Hey, what are you spacing out for? Are you reaching your limit too?
How long have we been walking for? Do you remember?
Time's lost all meaning. Ever since we noticed that thing above our heads. What was it called again?
A star key? Or key star? Anyway, the person who named it was swallowed by the black mist.
Whatever it's called, ever since we noticed it, we've been walking up and up, hoping that as long as we reach it, we can... But it seems like no matter how far we walk,
Dobbiamo
we never get any
continuare.
closer.
Well, we've come this far. You never know. Maybe we're almost there? Come on, enough moping. Let's go.
Bravissima Rampana,
The black mist is
bravissima.
catching up.
Che è sempre azzurrina, però dite voi. Su. Hanno delle armi, bravissimi.
Monsters! Watch out! Not again!
Non ti preoccupare, ce la facciamo. Stronzino. A posto. Tornate su, tornate su. Correte, correte. Peculiare. Prima i quali, adesso i vetri. Oh, grazie. Non preoccuparti, vi do una mano io. Ce lo facciamo. Aia, aia. Sì, ma lasciatemi andare. Madonna. No, fermiamoci. Ce la possiamo fare. Ci sono più nemici però.
Monsters ahead of us. The black mist behind us. It feels like there's no escape.
Vabbè, sono dei merdoni, si fa. Guardate. A posto. Non voglio perdere anche loro due, sono carini.
Are you hurt, Coolish?
No, I'm fine. It's just suddenly I don't want to walk any further.
No, ci dobbiamo portare su.
I get you. In fact, I reached my limit a long time ago. Sometimes it feels like there's hope where there shouldn't be.
Yeah. The hope that the star gives us is the only thing keeping us going. But I'm not sure it's real at all.
Dov'è Mitya? Dove sono gli altri? Perché sono da solo
collective
con loro
illusion.
due?
Otherwise, why would it always be out of reach?
In realtà è una situazione che ci sta avvicinando poco a
I
poco.
know you mean well, but you're only saying that to try and encourage us to keep going, aren't you?
Thank you, friend. But enough is enough. Please
Sera
don't give me any more
Giacomino!
false hope.
Sera Giacomino!
Hope is poison in this place. You're going to continue, aren't you? I admire that. I've given up, but I wish you the
Tutto
best.
ok, tutto ok. Tu invece
May there
tutto a
come a
posto?
day that you catch up
Si
to the
sente
star
bene? Mi dai un piccolo
and leave
feedback,
this
per favore?
godforsaken place.
Vediamo se riusciamo a finire la quest. Non credo però. Sì, sì, ok. Ah, perché all'inizio c'è stato un minimo di frame persi, adesso si è stabilizzato. Adesso sembra ok, perfetto.
It's not an illusion. We really are getting closer to the star.
Ho detto!
Congratulations. You are the first person to make it here.
Ce l'ho fatta per davvero. Ma come fate ad arrivare qui? Più vicino a quella che si la pensione familiare.
I'm the star's envoy. The black mist has stopped rising. Its hunger is satisfied for now, having devoured your two companions.
Ma non voglio che divori.
Opportunity. I'll let you get some rest before we continue.
Non dovremmo andarcene.
What do you mean, leave? The star represents the starting point. It's the waypoint for the beginning.
Che cazzo è sta cosa?
Congratulations on reaching the starting point. Once you are ready, We will head out and walk upwards. I will be right by your side the whole way.
Dopo tutto quello che ho passato per arrivare fin qui, questo è solo il punto di partenza.
Huh? What's wrong? Hey, don't give up before the journey's even begun.
Che cazzo è sta cosa? Madonna!
Is that Vodyanitsa's voice? What happened?
Coolish, wake up! Please wake up!
Un'opera teatrale sul sonno, iniziata come uno scherzo l'altro giorno, si sta ora svolgendo sul palcoscenico. Nessuno aveva previsto che sarebbe diventata una tragedia. Tutti sono nati attorno ai due addormentati al centro del palco, senza nemmeno esaminare la scena. Sai già cosa è successo, come se qualcuno te l'avesse detto in anticipo. Ma come facciamo a non ricordarci cos'è quella cosa?
The situation is identical to that of the two casualties yesterday. We cannot ascertain the cause of death.
At least there are some elements that we can rule out this time. They slept on the stage with everyone else. So I suppose the surrounding environment can't be a relevant variable.
Rampana.
Non hanno fatto niente questi due, neanche l'altro.
Weren't some of us keeping watch
Neanche gli
last
altri
night?
due c'erano un po'
3
stronzi,
of
ma...
us, in fact. How could you not notice something was wrong?
I'm as confused as you are. Certainly nothing unusual happened on my watch.
E come sono morti? C'è questa nebbia, o questa cosa qua. Infarto?
Likewise, and from what I've observed so far, both Miss Odette and the Traveler can be trusted.
E anch'io ho motivo di sospettare di Valerie o
To
Odette.
be honest, I didn't get a wink of sleep last night. I couldn't help but think I was the target. So I just laid there with my eyes closed. I
Sì.
heard the Traveler and Lelek chatting, but otherwise I don't recall hearing any commotion during the night.
Se succede basta. A un certo punto, ponf.
Me too. I didn't want to wake everyone up, so I was concentrating hard, trying not to cough.
Vabbè, amore, ma se devi tossire, tossisci. Sei malata, poveretta. C'è questa condizione,
If anything
purtroppo.
happened, I'm
È
sure I would have
cagionevole.
noticed.
Then, what could possibly be causing this? Once was bad enough. I can't believe it happened again.
È il fatto che noi non ci ricordiamo un cazzo di quel momento lì. C'è qualcosa qui e non riusciamo a capire che cos'è.
I worked closely with Rampana and Coolish for so long. I never imagined that one day they'd... And on the stage of all places...
No, la capisco, poveretta.
4 victims in just 2 days, and we still don't have a single lead.
Accade qualcosa di
I need to
notte.
get to the bottom of this as soon as possible. And above all, keep Tonya safe. I'd never be able to look Child in the eye again otherwise.
Anche perché lei, poverina, era qua venuta per nessuno spettacolo, è successo un casino.
Still snowing?
Yes, I just checked. Still no sign of anyone outside either.
Dobbiamo controllare fuori.
So we only have ourselves to rely on.
If you ask me, this killer can clearly strike whenever they please. The Night Watch was a useless endeavor from the start.
Ma non colpisci quando gli pare, colpisce la mattina, colpisce durante la
Lelek
notte.
must be an expert in poisoning. Clearly she used some poison that can't be detected on the corpse.
Vabbè.
Here we go again.
Listen, I was already thinking to myself last night, was Lelek's reason for revealing her identity the real story? Well, now I have my answer. It most certainly was not. She's been playing us for fools. You get off on this, don't you? Revealing your identity?
Ma
Only
non
to
ha
carry
ucciso
on with your killing
nessuno.
spree?
That's a hideous thought. One that only a hideous mind like yours could dream up.
How dare you?
That's enough. Yesterday, you named Lelek as a suspect because the victims were both wealthy merchants. Lelek might have had a motive then.
Ma nessuno se ne
But
accorge.
today's victims were just ordinary people. Not to mention that they were colleagues of Odette and mine. What reason would you have to
Esatto,
murder
non
them?
abbiamo
Let
prove.
me guess.
Non abbiamo
Just to
niente.
scare you?
Who knows? Maybe you don't know her as well as you think. I implore you all to ask yourselves, how many people are there really in this world that have what it takes to
E
kill
qua,
another
Traveler
person?
e Yuki che alzano la
Not
mano.
many, I'd wager. Lelek is well known to be a ruthless operator, and now she has revealed her identity. How could it be any more obvious?
Everything you've said so far is still just conjecture, which doesn't constitute a concrete lead. You need to back up your claims with some evidence.
How can you defend her, officer? What did she say to you while you were on night watch? Maybe I shouldn't be so surprised. You military types are always colluding with
Adesso
criminals
stiamo
to
un attimino
target the rich.
esagerando, Chugunov, cioè adesso non mi sembra proprio il tipo.
All so you can get your grubby paws on our hard-earned fortunes. Then tell us to fall in line. The Fatui, the Druzhna, and the Rokot. Thugs, the lot of you.
Un uomo. Questa è la rabbia che sta parlando.
Don't you dare.
Sir, but you were the one who told us not to stop other people from expressing their opinions yesterday.
Tony, amore, queste non sono opinioni.
Died. Only yesterday I was chatting with Mr. Coolish. Then we woke up in the morning and he's... Turning against one another is the last thing we should be doing right now.
Little girl.
Even if Mr. Chuganov is a puffed-up, pig-headed windbag who doesn't have a
Sono
clue
molto
what he's
d'accordo,
talking
Tonya.
about, he's still one of the victims here, isn't he?
Quite.
No, Shram non me
I
l'ha
had no intention of resorting to violence. But you're right, Miss Tonya. I ought not prevent him from speaking his mind.
Per un
In
attimo
any
mi era
case,
sembrato che
probably
volesse veramente
Mr. Chuganov
menarlo.
has calmed down a little now. We may resume our discussion.
I don't think there's any need for that. What is there to discuss? Nothing about this situation is normal.
Did you have an idea, Mitya? You're the
Sì,
brain
tu
doctor, right?
cervellone.
Come on, clue us in.
I've been mulling something over. All the leads we have so far concern things from outside the theater. Miss Odette's alter ego, the threats Mr. Chuganov received. But then there's the two double murder crime scenes themselves, which have given us absolutely nothing to go on whatsoever. That's highly
Assolutamente.
unusual. Even with the most careful killers, there's always some evidence left behind.
So what are you suggesting?
I think this could be a supernatural event. It isn't characteristic of human-on-human homicide at all.
E questo, ok.
Correct me if I'm wrong, but aren't you supposed to be a scientist? That doesn't sound like a conclusion someone like you is supposed to make.
I got into scientific research because of my insatiable curiosity. But if the present situation defies all known scientific
Ringraziamo Mitya.
explanations, I don't mind shifting my
Ringraziamo Mitya
curiosity
tutti
toward the
insieme,
paranormal
prego.
instead.
Now that you mention it, I remember when I first came to the theater. I heard rumors about this place being haunted.
Come fantasmi?
Haunted? Yeah, I think I heard the same thing. But I mean, they're only rumors, right? We've worked here for years.
Well, this has taken an unexpected turn. A haunted theater? If Paimon were here, she'd probably be hiding behind me in fear right now.
Why don't we take this opportunity to look for clues again with a more open mind? Maybe a different perspective will help us see something different.
Very well. Whether it's criminals or ghosts we're looking for, the same rules apply. Everyone needs to tread carefully. I'll move the bodies into the same room for now.
Ma non lo so. È tutto così confuso. Esame gli indizi. Che indizi? Che indizi? Dov'è Valerie? Voglio fargli una foto. Lui è il mio indizio. Scusate, avete pazienza. Allora, facciamo una cosa bella. Aspetta, non posso fargli le foto. Devo fare la foto anche a Valenza per fare tutte le cose tutte insieme. Però vabbè. Io spero che nella prossima volta potrò fare la foto a Pierro almeno. Guardalo dov'è.
Valeri, come take a look at this. You too, traveler.
Some sort of notebook. What is it for?
It's the on-duty logbook for the theater. Kulish was the main person to use it.
Ok.
He mostly used it to record any unusual incidents during a show, audience numbers, exit times, and so on.
Ho visto Kulish all'ingresso prima di entrare. Credo che avesse questo qui in mano in quel momento.
Yes, he'd always have this logbook with
Ti
him when he
esamino
checked
tutto.
tickets
Ma
at the
madonna, se lo
entrance.
volevo esaminare
This
quest'uomo,
should
però non
confirm
posso
a lot of
esaminarlo.
key details about the recent show. So, you find anything unusual?
Yes, the number of people.
Però mo voglio esaminare Pierro. Però non lo trovo. Non so
But
dov'è.
the numbers just don't match what's recorded in the logbook. Apparently, we have an extra person among us.
Come
Are
c'è
we
una
certain
persona in
that
più?
logbook is accurate? Could someone have sneaked in without buying a ticket or something?
Unlikely. Kulish took his duties very seriously. I've
Ah, sono
rarely seen
d'accordo.
any errors in his work.
Penso che a caso.
Not to mention that this was a dress rehearsal, meaning smaller audience numbers and tighter ticket restrictions than usual. Everything would have been well within his control.
We no longer have our tickets with us, do we? They got collected on entry. I assume there's no way we can check them again.
Unfortunately not. The theater recycles tickets. Once people are in the door, they don't tend to leave until the show ends. So we collect the tickets at the point of entry.
Peccato che Kulish sia morto. Se fosse stato ancora qui avremmo potuto semplicemente chiederlo a lui.
Still, I'm inclined to believe that this discrepancy in the head count is
Sì, ma non
significant
dice chi
somehow.
c'è.
Did an extra person just materialize out of thin air?
In realtà sono io la persona in più. Non il traveler, proprio io. È che ero venuta lì per vedere Piero ma ho sbagliato posto. E adesso... Tonya, tutto ok?
Tonya, did you find anything?
Not yet. Still looking. So, are we supposed to be looking for
Immagino
something
Cilda in questo
paranormal?
momento che è preoccupato.
I think I'd prefer teaming up with you than looking around on my own.
This looks like somebody's notebook. Shall we read it together?
No, vabbè, però Tonya la capisco. Lei era venuta qui solo a vedere uno
Doesn't
spettacolo
look scary or
così.
anything, so I guess it should be fine. All right, let's read it together.
Ok. Una lettera in un diario. Una volta mi diceste che io non ce l'avrei capito, ma non è ancora successo. Non credo che qualcuno debba essere costretto ad abbandonare la propria terra natale a causa di un cambio di potere. Lei non ha mai considerato i sentimenti nei nobili flutti dell'acqua. Ogni angolo di questa terra rispecchia i ricordi della mia infanzia. Se chiudi gli occhi, riesco ancora a sentire i canti tutti riecheggiare ovunque. Non perdonerò mai quello che ci hanno scacciato. E mi manchi tanto, mamma. Spesso mi sorprende sentire la mancanza di quell'abito con le nappe. Qui. Ignoranza mia, non so cosa sono delle nappe. Pif, pif. Nappe. Cosa sono? I ciuffi di peli, no. Abito abito? Abito fatto con le... Abito con nappe. Non nalpe! Mamma mia, non so più scrivere. Quando c'ha voglia, Gugu. È un capo d'abbigliamento che ha elementi pendenti decorativi che durano un movimento, dinamismo e consistenza visiva al look. Visto con frange. Ah, vabbè, allora dimmi frange, che nappe! Vabbè, ma ora va bene così. Se socchiudo appena gli occhi, la luce che fila da una fessura dietro le quinte sembra proprio quella della nostra casa. So che quella vita è perduta per sempre, posso rimpiangerla quanto voglio, ma sento anche che ciò che ho qui ora non è meno di quello che ho perso. i fantastici selvaggitati dal maestro scenografo, i tanti fan che vengono qui solo per vedere me, e la ballerina silenziosa che non parla molto. Sono tutti miei. Non perderò più niente di tutto questo. Mai più, mai e poi mai. E voi di inizio? Beh sì, credo che sia voi di inizio. Mi sono unito a un'organizzazione piuttosto notevole, anche se non posso rivelare il nome. Sì, è proprio voi di inizio. Qualunque cosa intenda fare stavolta quella persona, dovrebbe esserci sempre qualcuno a vegliare sulle sventure della gente comune. È per questo che esiste la nostra organizzazione. Ancora adesso non riesco a comprenderla. Perché quelli che detengono il potere sembrano essere sempre così? Potrebbero spotare una felicità più grande. C'è chi dice che abbia le sue difficoltà, ma cosa potrebbe mai turbare qualcuno tanto onnipotente? Lasciamo perdere, dovrei concentrarmi su quello che posso fare io. Suppongo che prima o poi sentite tutti parlare della nostra organizzazione. Si chiama... Ah, lasciamo stare, per ora è meglio che resti un mistero.
This has to be Vodyanitsa's writing, surely.
Ma si fa delle domande molto...
Maybe it's a little rude for us to peek at this. I feel like I just read someone's secret diary by accident.
È stato involontario, poi non sarà un problema.
Sounds like she's writing this for her parents, right? I don't understand. Why put this stuff in a notebook instead of mailing it in a letter?
Because her water imp parents belong to the aristocracy, who were driven out of Snezhnaya by the Tsaritsa long ago. And now they live somewhere new, where the postman can't get to.
Oh. Ehi, Vodi.
We're sorry. It's fine. My fault for not storing it properly. I can't leave things lying around and expect them to get ignored when everyone's scouring the place for clues. All right, give me my notebook back. I'll take over the investigation in this room.
Tienitelo. E scusaci. Adesso è per questo che la tesa non piace tanto. L'amo. L'amo. No, va tutto bene, non ti preoccupare. Ah! Ti prego, la possiamo adottare? Ne voglio 40. È bellissima. Però la comprendo, povera, non... mi dispiace. Aiuto. Che scena. Bellissimo. Facciamolo di nuovo, vi prego. Ok, due bro.
Traveler, since you're here, come take a look at this.
Alosha found it. We're both curious to hear your perspective. It appears to be a...
Rapporto di indagine,
an
ok.
investigation report. And the focus of the investigation was the
Ti
rumors
prego, non
of
sclerare
haunting we
anche
heard
tu che
about earlier.
potrei diventare un proprio per terra. Allora, questo incarico non è chiaramente semplice come quelli precedenti, che riguardavano soltanto gli studi sul folklore. Sembra essere collegato a qualcosa di molto più misterioso. Una civiltà estinta, le creazioni di antichi, o poteri provenienti da oltre questo mondo. Le possibilità lasciano ampio spazio alle speculazioni. D'ora in poi dovremo tenere a mente questa lezione. Una superficie semplice non implica che ciò che vi giace al di sotto condivida lo stesso livello di esistenza e la stessa natura. Questo è molto bello. Questa frase me la tatuo perché è bellissimo. Le linee geometriche possiedono di per sé una potente capacità di divorare o guidare le anime. Il capitano ha fatto questo. Sta facendo questo tuttora. Tuttora sta guidando le anime nelle linee geometriche, però solo di Nathan, perché quelli di Nathan hanno le linee della notte, hanno il loro privé, c'hanno. Nella maggior parte dei casi, una volta che l'anima e il corpo del defunto si separano, l'anima viene attratta direttamente nelle geomantiche, senza alcuna possibilità di permanere nel mondo dei vivi. Tuttavia, le prove dimostrano che la connessione tra l'area del teatro e le linee geometriche è stata ostruita, sebbene parzialmente, senza essere stata completamente decisa. Oh, ma è sempre linee geometriche! C'è sempre un problema con queste cazzo di linee geometriche! Ciononostante, questo ha concesso a certe anime restie a tornare nelle linee geometriche un'opportunità. Ah, no, aspetta, ho letto malissimo. Ciononostante, questo ha concesso a certe anime restie a tornare nelle linee geometriche un'opportunità. Se la loro resistenza è sufficientemente forte, potrebbero persino permanere all'interno del teatro a tempo indeterminato. Ah, visto che non riescono ad andare nelle linee geometriche, non riescono a tornarci, cioè, magari non hanno molta voglia perché è ostruito, non sanno come fare, ha detto perché non possiamo rimanere qui? In teoria, tuttavia, queste anime all'interno del teatro non sono in grado di influenzare il mondo fisico. Solo in circostanze estremamente rare possono produrre fenomeni osservabili a occhio nudo. Nel complesso si possono considerare innocue. E adesso non sono tanto innocue. Questa valutazione può essere comunicata in anticipo alla direzione del teatro per assicurarla. Ma per me l'indagine non si conclude qui. Scoprire il motivo per cui le linee geometriche sono state ostruite è il vero fulcro di questa ricerca. Dopo aver consultato diverse fonti, l'ipotesi più attendibile al momento sembra essere l'esistenza di una civiltà angelica e i suoi tentativi di preliminari di risanamento delle linee geometriche. Le informazioni disponibili al momento sono troppo scarse, non tornare a casa il prima possibile.
An investigation report, huh? Looks quite old.
Il Sumero addirittura.
This person's name looks to
Come
be
cazzo
of
ci è arrivato?
Sumeru origin. Was the
Minchia, si è fatto un
investigator from
viaggione.
Sumeru?
The theater manager must have hired an investigator once specifically to look into this issue. But it doesn't look like anyone ever looked at the report.
Presumably, the manager wanted to know if the supposed haunting was dangerous, while also being fearful of word getting out in case it affected the theater's business.
Sai, se dici
Anyway,
guarda, le
the
linee
bottom
geometriche
line
sono
is,
ostruite.
the haunting is actually real after all. It's caused by an obstruction in the ley lines. Is there any chance this is the key to finally making some progress with the murder cases?
Ley line problems are pretty unexceptional to me by this point. And while it certainly offers an explanation for
Al
the
Nathan era
ghosts,
successo un
it's
casino.
hard to imagine what connection it could have to these two murder cases.
Some of the language that appears at the very end of the report caught my eye. Angel civilization, ley line renovation? My area of research doesn't touch on any of that, so it's completely outside of my wheelhouse. Huh? A piece of paper just fell out from the report. It landed right by your feet.
Vediamo. Fammi leggere. La morte è vicina. Così. Pensavo fosse... Aspetta, c'è scritto scemo, chi legge? Scusate. Mi è venuta la pelle d'oca.
How unnerving. It was tucked inside the report, so it must be a note left by the author.
Immagino che questo autore non sia tornato a casa.
Is that supposed to be what's going on here? With us in the theater? But if so, how did the author foresee it? Could he predict the future somehow?
Maybe things are more complicated than we thought.
No, wait a second. If we take the report and the note at face value, they completely contradict one another. The report definitively concludes that the hauntings in the theater are harmless and cannot affect the real world.
Forse l'ha
But the note
visto
seems to be
dopo.
warning of potential danger. The question is, what exactly does the note mean by death?
Sta spingendo scrivendo una situazione? Si riferisce alle vittime? O potrebbe riferirsi al colpevole?
The various ways we could interpret this keyword lead in completely different directions. Let's pause our analysis here for now. I think we need more information. If we take all this together, it's not impossible, is it? If anything, it's the natural conclusion.
Oh, I beg to differ. This sounds to me like a product of a researcher's vivid imagination. And perhaps it's because I'm still viewing this through the lens of a typical murder investigation.
Cosa? Chi?
But still, I'm struggling to be persuaded by your theory.
Does it really sound that far-fetched? Alright, well, let's treat that as speculation for now. I do agree with what you've said, so let's go with your
non mi
idea
hanno
for now.
detto nulla.
Good. Okay, now that we finally have some meaningful leads, I think it's time to reconvene. Let's get the others. So, that's about everything we've discovered so far. I'll share my theory first. Based on what we've learned from the logbook, I believe the extra person among us is most likely the killer. If the killer had simply bought a ticket, it would have greatly increased the risk of their identity being exposed. I expect he or she either hid in the theater ahead of time, or found a way to slip past the ticket inspection. They then blended in with the group and waited for an opportunity to strike.
What about the note found in the investigation report? Any thoughts on how that fits in?
The killer may have simply planted it there as some sort of sick joke. I've seen my fair share of psychopathic killers.
So, it has nothing to do with the haunting of the theater after all.
This theory makes sense to me. If we have an audience member unaccounted for, chances are they didn't come here to watch
Dato che
the
non ha
show.
scritto i nomi di chi è
Could it
entrato.
really be that simple?
So, in
Sarebbe
other
più
words,
semplice.
all we have to do is find out who got in here without a ticket, and all our problems will be solved? Then let me make one thing clear. All the theater staff should be well aware that I came here for the rehearsal legitimately, yes?
Non è
There's
quello.
no way I'm the one who didn't have a ticket.
It's true. I hear you used every trick in the book to get a hold of that ticket, too. Everything short of throwing a temper tantrum and rolling around on the floor at the entrance.
Vabbè.
I most certainly did not degrade myself in such a way.
Probably a stupid question, but I might as well ask. Did anyone here get in without having their ticket checked? Guess it was naive of me to expect them to just admit to it.
Especially after the unprompted Lelek reveal. Once was already a miracle. Twice would be unfathomable.
La persona in più che con maggior probabilità stesso biglietto. Vabbè, ma lui ci lavora. Lui ok, io sono così. Valerie, ma Valerie non mi sembra, era con Mitia. Mi sembra lui.
I don't believe any of us here knew Shram before all this. If no one can verify Shram's identity...
Va bene Giacomino, grazie mille per essere passato.
Mr. Shram, did you really go through the ticket inspection to get in here?
Huh? Me? Why am I being singled out, my friend? Do I seem that suspicious?
Bro, senza
It's
offesa.
not that you stand out as suspicious. More that everyone else has been ruled out as trustworthy.
Io ci lavora qui.
Okay.
Non gliene serve.
Well, we spent the best part of 2 days together now, so I'm sure you can all tell what kind of person I am. I'm a true gentleman. I never dream of doing something like sneaking to the theater without a ticket.
Yeah, I have no doubt that you're a good person. But the problem is, none of us here actually know you, so no one can say for sure that you are who you claim. Although, actually, what was it you said last night? Yeah, you're friends with that water imp, which is why you understand our primary mode of expression. Last time I checked, there were barely any of us remaining in Snezhnaya, since most of the water imps left. Could you tell me a
Quando ha
little bit
detto
more about
conosco
your
un'amica.
friend? And I suppose it's also kind of a way for everyone else to get to know you a little better.
Good grief. Are you blushing? Pull yourself together, man. Stop giggling like a teenage boy. It's revolting.
Hey, revolting is a little strong. All right, fine. I'll admit it. That water imp friend of mine, the truth is, we're dating.
Ok.
I was just the bodyguard hired by our family. But the stars must have aligned, because sparks began to fly between me and their daughter.
Sì, ma dici il nome.
Never
la
in
tua
my wildest
ragazza.
dreams did I think I'd get so lucky.
We don't need details. Just get to the point.
Okay. I'm just a little hesitant to reveal her name, that's all. You know how it is. These are delicate times. Even with me to protect her. If word gets out that she's dating a human, both the Fae and human factions will give her a hard time.
Really? Wait, no. That can't be.
Huh? Shram, what the devil are you talking about?
Hmm? Why is everyone looking at me like that? Surely you can understand where I'm coming from.
Non ce l'hai.
Delicate times? Factions?
Yes? You know, the Civil War.
È passato troppo tempo.
Last time I checked, the Fae and the humans were still at each other's throats.
If I'm not mistaken, the last significant civil war in Snezhnayan history was over 400 years ago, when Her Majesty the Tsaritsa had just taken the throne.
What do you mean, 400 years ago?
Shram?
What's going on here? Is Shram from the past?
All right, Mr. Mitya, you win this round. As far-fetched as it is, it appears that your theory may be correct.
I'm just as amazed as you are. I didn't even believe it myself, to be honest.
Ma guarda.
Is someone going to explain what's going on here?
From the look on your face, you figured it out too, haven't you, Traveler?
Ah, che bello.
The theater's ley lines have been modified. Mr. Shram's statement proves he's
Okay.
from hundreds of years ago. And according to the investigation report on the theater hauntings, this is Mr. Valeri's hypothesis.
Ok.
For some unknown reason, yeah,
Sì.
that must be the immediate reason why the ticket count doesn't match the number of people present.
È qualcuno
The
morto molto
contents of
tempo
the
fa.
investigation report have been verified. There are indeed ley line issues. Death is near. Huh.
Yeah, the logic is clear now. The investigation report said that there would be souls stuck wandering around the theater because Mr. Shram must be one such soul who died in the theater a long time ago. In which case, that also makes him our extra person. So when the note said death is near, it must have been referring to death as in the deceased, people who died a long time ago.
Someone who died a long time ago.
In short, there's a dead person among us. The extra person we've been searching for
Ok,
is a
ma
ghost
cosa
from the
c'entra con la...
past.
You mean I'm a ghost? No. Don't make jokes like that, my man. There must be some mistake. But even if I was dead, I know for a fact I didn't kill anyone these past 2 nights.
Yeah. Even if all that's true, the report also said the souls
Appunto.
inside the theater can't affect reality,
Quindi ok,
right?
lui non è
They're harmless.
reale. Ok, ma non penso abbia ucciso.
Then what if the problem isn't the souls at all, but the ley lines themselves? The ley lines have a powerful ability to attract and devour souls. Let's say that the ley lines are like a black hole,
Oh no, sono
constantly
linee
seeking to
geomatiche.
engulf souls. But the souls that don't want to return are...
Huh. Why does this analogy sound so familiar?
What happens when the black hole can't achieve its goal? I'm only speculating here, but... What if it ended up swallowing innocent souls by mistake?
That could explain why we weren't able to determine a cause of death. If you're right, and their souls were devoured by the ley lines, it does make some sense.
It does seem to explain a lot of the things we couldn't make sense of.
Quindi quelle erano
Does
linee
that mean it's
geomatiche che
true?
cercavano i...
Except there's no concrete evidence. Mitya is relying on a lot of logical leaps. Still, it seems like the best explanation we have under the circumstances.
All right, so how could Shram not know that he's dead? Seems a little unlikely that he hasn't noticed anything unusual even after several days interacting with us.
On the contrary, it's perfectly normal for a soul to wander the theater for centuries without questioning their existence or reason
Certo.
for being there. It's simply what's natural for them.
You know what, Mr. Brainiac? I think you might actually be right after all. I'm trying to remember and... even though my head feels like it's going to explode, I think... it's all coming back to me. I was the one who didn't want to remember my own death. So I forced myself to forget.
Well, I'm sure those are painful memories.
My
Sì, ma se
lady
quello è
and I snuck
painful.
out to go on a date one day. We bought tickets for the theater. It wasn't really my thing, but I
Oh.
was just happy to be together. All of a sudden, a group of people burst into the theater, shouting for all the water imps to get out, performers and audience members included. It was clear the conflict between humans and Fae had reached a boiling point. This time, the extremists were even coming after the water imps who had nothing to do with the war. I thought I could pull one over on them. So I took off my jacket, draped it over my lady, and tried to sneak out amid the chaos.
Ok.
But I got caught. They started shouting, calling me a traitor to humanity. But I was going to do whatever it took to buy our chance to escape, no matter how many people stood in my way. I had to, both as their bodyguard and out of love.
Ok.
It's all right, friend. You can stop there if you want. You don't need to dig all that up again.
It's just... Even now, I'm still struggling to accept the truth.
L'hai protetta.
How could I be dead? I'm sorry, everyone.
È
If I'd known
sbagliato
I was a dead
uccidere,
man walking,
non è sbagliato
I wouldn't
morire.
have dragged you down with me. If I'm the cause of all this death, then punish me however you see fit.
Magari lo sei inconsapevolmente.
But, Mr. Shrim...
No. I refuse to be a burden. I know what I have to do. You said I've been wandering the theater for centuries, right? I guess it's high time I got a breath of fresh air. Out there, I mean. I'll leave this place and take all this death with me.
Mr. Schramm, I'm sure we can figure out a different course of action.
My good sir, we both know I'm not supposed to be here. I should have accepted my death long ago. One way or
No,
another,
dai, Valerie,
this has to end.
Ma no, dai.
No, I'm speaking on a personal level this time.
Let it go, man. Oh, wait. One last thing. Miss Waterimp. My lover. Her name was
Litia.
Litia Ozarova.
Ah, Litia. Ok.
Do you know what happened to her?
Ozarova. Oh, Auntie Ozarova. That's what we all called her. I remember her as a very kind elder. She had a bunch of kids, too.
I'm so glad she survived.
Oh no.
And she had lots of kids? Good. That's... good. I could hardly expect her to stay single just because of what happened to me, right? As long as she went on to be happy. That's all that matters. Besides, I'm dead. My soul's been wandering around here for so long because I was worried about
Sono
her.
sicura che non ti avrà mai
Now,
dimenticato. Ti sei
I can go
sacrificato per
without
lei.
regret. There's no need to see me off, my friends. I've enjoyed our time together over these past few days. Perhaps we'll meet again in the next life.
No, dai, mi dispiace, io pure ho detto su per il vestito.
Take care, my man.
I knew Mr. Shrim was already dead, but... I still feel so sad.
Death is cruel, no matter how we might try to make sense of it.
So, was the conflict between Fae and humans really that bad back then? I was only little, so I don't remember much. It's terrible to think that so many innocent people had their lives turned upside down. Even the historical records about that time period don't say much about it. All people know is that the
Ci sono
Saritsa
rimasta
founded the
malissimo.
Fatui, drove out most of the Fae aristocracy without explanation, then used her terrifying power to suppress the humans.
It seems to me like the Tsaritsa chose to make herself the enemy. She downplayed the conflict, directing whatever animosity both sides had for each other at herself instead. That's also why, despite how brutal the conflict was at the time, there hasn't been much lingering tension between humans
Guardali.
and Fae since.
So, the Tsaritsa banished the Fae to protect the Fae living in the city? offered herself up to be hated in exchange for peace.
Maybe it's not quite as bad as it sounds. I don't think Her Majesty is too concerned if mortals hate her or not. And besides, there are very few who truly do.
All this time, I had no idea.
Ma forse
All right.
voleva che tu non ne
If
sapessi
Mitia's
niente.
theory is correct, then I think we can consider this matter settled. Let's all take a break.
Ugh, if only this blasted storm wasn't still raging on.
Progressi ce ne salvati. Si può uscire adesso? Ah no. Vorrei parlare con tutti, ma non vorrei anche un po' spiegarmi tutto lì.
Looks like now we can just rest until the snowstorm stops. I still can't believe Shram turned out to be a ghost who'd been in the theater for hundreds of years. To think he was dead this whole time. What a strange turn of events.
Knock knock.
Ciao, Det.
Knock knock.
Devo rispondere chi è.
You know the door isn't closed, right? To knock.
Think of it as a signal then. When I'm entering someone else's room and I knock, I'm here as Odette. If I don't knock, it's Lelek.
Ok, vabbè, prego, entra pure, Odette.
Thanks.
So,
Okay,
why
knock,
did you come
knock.
to find me? Is there something I can help with?
Vodyanitsa said you knew about my secret identity from the start. But when everyone was discussing who Lelek could be, you were worried that revealing what you knew would be unfair to me. So you kept it to yourself, right?
È di questo che volevi parlare?
Yes. I'm extremely grateful for that.
Oh, sei carina tu.
It's nothing. I mean, you didn't hold what happened to the Senora against me, so I should thank you for that as well.
Actually, there's something else as well. I found myself in a situation similar to the one you were in when you helped conceal my identity. So I thought I'd come and ask you for advice.
Ok. Di che si
It's
tratta?
about Mitia.
Che c'è?
Before all of this, the last time I saw him, he was dead.
Come era morto? Cosa?
As I'm sure you know, my goal as Lelek was to stop Project Stuja. Well, when I found out the tech lead for the experiment behind Project Stuja was Mitia, I immediately started planning to track him down and threaten him to back out. I often saw him around the theater, but I soon concluded that making my move there would risk exposing, so I decided to infiltrate the Armory Palace and go directly to his lab. That way, the threat would be much more effective.
Sei riuscita a infiltrarti laggiù, hai davvero la stoffa per diventare una messaggera.
Well, I suppose there was a bit of luck involved, but I am a Fatus, so I already had some familiarity with the building's layout. But when I finally made it to his lab, Mitia seemed to be dead.
Sei sicura che non si fosse semplicemente appisolato?
I checked his breathing and his pulse. He had no vital signs
Morte apparente?
whatsoever.
Apre cosa?
I'm certain of that. I thought maybe another anti-Project Stuja activist had beaten me to it, and chosen a much more brutal method.
In effetti,
So I
cazzo.
made myself scarce.
Ma tu pensa che è brutto? Tu vai lì per minacciare una persona, cioè, tipo, ritira trattamenti, eccetera, cioè, so come farti zittire, robe varie così. Arrivi lì, è già morto. E dici, cazzo, qualcuno è arrivato nel livello, meglio se vado via, altrimenti qua ci vado nei cazzi io che non ho fatto niente. Ok, esci il giorno dopo, lo vedi al bar. Tu dici, ma scusa.
That's why you were so on guard around Mitia that first night here.
Yes. When I saw him sitting in the audience during the performance, I could barely contain the shock. To me, it was a miracle. Somehow, he'd come back from the dead. But then, the murder started happening and things got so complicated that it wasn't really at the front of my mind. That is, until Mitia himself said there must be a dead person among us. then I couldn't ignore it any
Allora
longer.
dobbiamo chiederglielo.
And yet, you thought that bringing it up right away would single Mitya out.
Exactly. I thought there could be something I was missing. Besides, we soon figured out that Mr. Shram was a ghost. And we knew there was only one extra person.
E questo
So
che?
we thought he had to be the one.
But now it seems like there's another candidate. I understand why you kept it to yourself. There was so much information being thrown around during that discussion.
So, what do you think we should do?
Dobbiamo chiedere.
Let me confirm one thing first. When was it that you found Mitya dead?
Around a week ago. Sometime in the afternoon.
Una settimana
A
fa.
week ago? That's earlier than I thought. I saw him just a few days ago at a restaurant. That definitely would have been after you found him dead. He seemed completely normal to me. Chatting with Vojenitsa, trying to avoid
Ma poi
Valeri.
Valerie che non se n'è accorto?
So he was definitely alive on that day.
Ma ti credo, ti credo.
All I can
Però
say
credo che
is
sia
I know
vivo.
what I saw.
Here's a thought. The reason we even suspected a dead person could be among us was because of the problem with the theater's ley lines. But Mitya's death happened inside the Armory Palace. The ley line issue affecting the theater
Penso.
shouldn't reach that far.
You're right. I guess he doesn't fit the profile of the person we were searching for.
I think the chances of it being him are very low. Surely he can't have died for real in the Armory Palace. Unless
what?
Unless he really did come back from the dead.
E come?
You're right. Do you think we need to disclose this to the others?
Huh, what's this? A private meet and greet?
Perfetto, vieni qui.
Where do I line up?
That's not what's going on here.
Well, I was just making the rounds. Thought I'd try to lighten the mood a bit.
Oh.
Vojenitsa's handing out food if you're hungry.
Possiamo parlare con lui? Forse dobbiamo precisamente parlare con lui. Ovviamente non andare lì da lui e dirgli: uè, Mitya, ma sei morto? Sarebbe brutto. Uè, Mitya, sei morto di recente?
What is going on with this storm? Could it be connected to that monster that just arrived in Snezhnaya?
Maestre.
I almost hope it is. Her Majesty the Tsaritsa left to vanquish that beast herself. We just need to wait for her triumphant return.
Do you think people still feel the cold after they die? I'm wondering about Shram. Oh, maybe we should have given him a coat before he went out there.
Death itself is cold, isn't it? I'm sure the storm will embrace him.
Well, I hope he has a safe journey. I'm going to
No,
miss
non
him.
possiamo.
I think.
Se è
It's
successo
not
non l'ha
like we can
fatta
blame him for
inconsapevole.
Ramkhana and Kulish's deaths. Thinking back on it, we barely made it out alive ourselves. Once we get out of here, how are we going to explain what happened to their families?
Non è colpa sua, è
Are you
cagionevole.
okay? Here, take this. I've never used it.
Ma lui comunque ha una figlia, effettivamente.
Thanks. Look who's Mr. Nice Guy all of a sudden. Is it because Tonya stood up for you this morning? At least you know how to return a favor.
Yeah, without Tonya, who knows how badly he would have been hurt.
Tanto Valerie.
I told you already, I never intended to resort to violence.
Valerie. Oh, ho capito che sto grosso, ma che parte? Povero Valerie. E lì del tipo, ma io.
Bunch of rascals.
Quindi sei essere
little girl?
gentile.
I was rather surprised when you spoke up for me this morning. I didn't think I had many admirers here, so, thank you.
Oh, no need to thank me. I said some bad stuff about you too.
I've been too embarrassed to admit it, but You
Ah,
remind me
quindi
a
vuole
lot
veramente
of my
bene a sua
daughter.
moglie e sua figlia.
So kind to everyone, but never lets her old man off the hook. Unless my wife and I are having a fight, then she's always on my side. Especially when she was little. Every time I took her out. All right, easy now. How long have you had that cough, Tonya?
I don't know. It's probably been a while. I'm fine.
Are you taking anything for it?
Yeah. I'll be fine once I see my brother. He's gonna pick some frost fairy flower leaves and brew a tonic for me.
Cazzo, me lo poteva dire Cide, glielo
I'll feel
portavo
much
mi.
better once I drink that.
I see. That's good to hear then.
We should probably discuss arrangements for tonight. Now that the deceased has left our midst, there shouldn't be any more incidents.
Possiamo
However,
controllare.
out of an abundance of caution, I'll keep watch.
Shouldn't we take shifts? I can take one if needed.
No need. I managed to get a nap in earlier, so I have plenty of energy right now. After all the tension of the past few days, everyone else should just focus on getting a good night's sleep.
What a long day. This whole situation turned out to be way more complicated than I expected. But Valeri's right. I should just try to calm down and get some rest. The last thing I want is to give
Ma
myself
tanto Pam è da
nightmares.
sola, Cile è preoccupato per Tonya, tutti gli altri sono preoccupati per noi, non è finita.
She's awake. She's awake! Get over here, you big lug, and take a look!
If you must call me something, call me Mr. Door. The Black
Signor
Mist is
Porta.
coming. You need to go.
È pianera, non c'è niente da qualche
Are you
parte.
all right? Can you walk? We just got attacked by monsters on our way up. That Mr. Door fellow protected us.
Perché
He
signor
just seemed to come
Porta?
out of nowhere. Not much of a talker, but when it comes to taking down monsters, that man doesn't hold back. Curses! The Black Mist is catching up to us. We need to keep going.
Giuro, mi sembra...
Mr. Door, I don't believe I've ever seen you around here before. Why is that?
There's no need to try to get to know me. I'm
Mr. Door, looking for trouble. Quick, get rid of them!
I can just push these ones up.
Oh, well, anyway, we're lucky to have you here. Thanks for saving us.
Lo scudo?
No need to thank me. This is where my duty lies.
Madonna. No, vale.
Fighting frost.
So we're doing this the hard way.
Madonna, che male che fa.
Remarkable work, Mr. Door.
Ah, signor Porta,
If I had
perché
your
porta lo
muscles, I'd do the
scudo?
same.
Ma va a fare.
Are none of these doors the one you're looking for?
No.
No.
And Kate!
Could this be?
Impossible.
Impossible.
So exhausted. And the black mist is still rising. Wait, look! There's more monsters down there. Are they coming from within the black mist? No, no! They're gaining on us! Quick, keep going, or they'll be at our heels any second! door! What are you doing? We need to get out of here. They're coming!
Found it. This is my door.
Excuse me?
What? You mean you're going to stay here?
I am a door. This is where my duty lies.
Quindi è una porta da chiudere, non da aprire.
No! You saved us. We can't leave you behind.
You must keep going. A door can only keep things out for so long. You must make haste.
But... Oh, you're right. Let's go. We can't let Mr.
No, Valerie, no. No, Valerie.
The black mist isn't moving anymore. Looks like both the monsters and Mr. Door. I didn't just imagine all that, did I? Surely I wasn't so scared out of my mind that I... Oh, okay, good. Getting sleepy? Well, looks like we're safe for now. Go ahead. Let's get some rest.
No, Valerie.
What time is it? I guess everyone's still asleep. These past 2 days have been exhausting. Valerie?
No, Valerie. No. Valerie poi sarebbe Valerie. Appare calmo e composto come sempre. Persino ora sembra che ne sia fardello che non possa sostenere. La scena del trailer. Sono localmente è concesso un attimo di tregua.
Wake up! Everyone needs to wake up!
Oh, Valerie.
Just like the last 2 nights. No clear cause of death. I've been a real thorn in your side, haven't I, Mr. Valeri? Now you can rest in peace. But for me, life will be all the duller for not having to run away from you, my friend.
No. No. Dobbiamo capire cosa è successo.
How's Tonya? Is she okay?
I just checked on her, and it doesn't seem like anything serious. She's just exhausted from the past couple of days, and she's still recovering from her illness.
That means Valeri was the only one who died last night.
If Valeri was awake and keeping watch, it would have been impossible to kill him without waking everyone else up.
Assolutamente.
That much is certain.
This is so frustrating. Why has nothing changed since yesterday? I thought we already dealt with the dead person causing all this.
Actually, one thing has changed. There's only 1 victim this time, not 2. Does that mean...
No, Valerie. No.
No similar cases have ever... Can a death at night even... But, Mr.
Beh...
After
Ne
the
manca uno.
deceased Shram left, it's a reasonable... Oh. The number of people who die each night is equivalent to the number of dead among us. That's your theory, right?
Quindi se sei morto tu,
Exactly.
Mitya?
We identified Mr. Shram, and the night after, by that logic, there must be 1 more dead person left among us.
Another one? But there was only...
Having an extra person was definitely a cause for alarm, but being 1 person short isn't nearly as unusual. Someone could have left in the middle of the show, or made it out before the storm hit.
Perché andassi prima di uno show?
1 more dead person among us. If Mitya's theory is right, then what Odette told me seems a lot more relevant. It's just, at the time, we had no reason to think there was more than 1 dead person. Maybe we'd taken it more seriously as a possibility.
I'm sorry. This is my fault. I had information that could have been helpful, but I held back.
I'm partly to blame as well. I was too quick to dismiss Odette's concerns.
What is this about? What have you 2 been getting up to behind my back?
Sounds like there's some big news you've been keeping from the rest of us. Well, we're all ears.
Mitya? Mitya, sei morto di recente.
I'm the dead person? Wow, that's certainly news to me.
Odette and I talked about it yesterday, but we thought it just wasn't possible, so we left it at that.
Yeah, I don't blame you. If I'd been there, I probably would have reached the same conclusion. It just sounds too unbelievable. Let me just try and verify this. I just scoured my memories trying to think back to the afternoon Miss
Cosa è
Odette
successo?
mentioned.
Qualcosa?
But I honestly have no recollection of dying. That's where I'm different than Mr. Schramm.
Having seen Mr. Mitya a few days ago myself, I also find it hard to believe he could be the other dead person among us.
Well, if it isn't Mitya, then who? Do we vote on it?
If you don't mind me asking, Traveler, I believe you mentioned that you know Tonya's brother. Had you ever met her before all this?
Ah, sai chi è?
No, never. Wait, are you saying...
Now, just 1 minute. I know where this is going. You can't just randomly point a finger at anyone you want. You're in the hot seat, and all of a sudden you want to divert our suspicions onto somebody else?
Trying to pick a fight, Mr. Chuganov? Whenever you open your mouth, all you do is attack people, and I've had enough of it. If you don't want to engage in a civil discussion, you can shut up.
You!
Grazie, Mitya.
Did Mitya ask about Tonya because he suspects her? I suppose I only identified her by age and nothing else.
I'm just saying. You're going around casting suspicion on people for no reason.
Aspetta, ma Tonya è sicuramente la sorella di Shield.
I can vouch for her if nothing else. I've seen her before. She's the sister of that Harbinger, isn't she? The one called Child.
Oh, really? You're telling the truth?
Since being here, I don't think I ever mentioned she was Child's sister specifically. Does Chuganov actually know
È vero, non l'abbiamo detto.
If Chuganov can vouch for her, then it can't be Tonya either. In which case, it seems unlikely that there's another dead person among us at all. Miss Odette, could you go over that afternoon with me one more time? When you found me dead?
No problem.
Ok. Tanto Valerie lì che è tutto sbortino.
No matter how hard I try, I just can't remember anything about dying. Miss Vojanitsa, during our last meal together, I told you how some of the researchers were suffering from temporary memory loss. Do you remember that?
Oh, yeah. You said it was hindering the progress of your experiments. You thought they were just under too much stress or something.
Right. And even though I don't remember dying that day, I'm pretty sure I experienced something like amnesia. Some of my memories from that afternoon are missing.
Cazzo.
Are you suggesting you're missing the memory of your...
Of course. How am I only just realizing this? Humans aren't necessarily aware of their own death.
You mean being silently assassinated, or dying in your sleep? Situations like that?
The researcher's amnesia. Suddenly it all makes sense. I must thank you, Odette. I think your perspective just helped me reach a breakthrough on a series of issues that have been troubling me for quite some time.
Ok.
All right. It's decided then. I'll be the one to leave today.
Oh, leave? Hey, wait a minute. Aren't you rushing into this? What if you're wrong? You'll pay with your life.
Come on, kid. Aren't you gonna fight for your life? This seems like a rash decision.
Questo sembra
I have
proprio...
other reasons beyond what's been discussed. In fact, thinking back, I remember during Miss Odette's performance, while I was sitting in the audience stalls, a brilliant new idea for my research popped into my mind. I can't remember it now at all, and I didn't take any notes. I guess that must be another instance of temporary amnesia.
No. Hold on. I see where you're going with this. You're suggesting that each instance of temporary amnesia is a death, right?
Se si spengono.
Idea, no? How can one person die so many times?
I believe Miss Odette's account. During the period where my memory is blank, I must have been either dead or in a similar state. All it would take is for the same thing to happen in the theater, and I would come under the effect of the ley lines in this vicinity. This increases the likelihood of me being the deceased, does it not?
But...
There's no evidence to suggest that anyone other than me is a candidate for the deceased. So allow me, as a scientist, to treat this as an experiment. Please relax, everyone. I don't think things are as bad as they may seem. If I really am the deceased, then to leave the theater will be a relief for me. If, on the other hand, I'm still alive right now, well, apparently you've all witnessed my resurrection recently anyway. Who's to say I won't return from the dead again this time?
Mitya's right. This is the only thing we can try right now. I think he's deliberately downplaying the gravity of the situation, though.
What is a scientist if not someone who gambles on experiment after experiment in an attempt to obtain the truth? With this snowstorm, the ley line phenomenon, ghosts of the dead, and my amnesia, we've been paralyzed by not knowing and powerless to do anything about it. It's a terrible feeling. But if I do get resurrected, you can be sure that I'll come back with the truth of all this. Just you wait.
Prima della metà del gruppo è scomparsa la prima notte. Oltre il ciclo.
Poor Mr. Mitya. I didn't even get to see him one last time.
Maybe it's a good thing that you weren't there to see it. It was a hard thing to watch.
Però lui non accenna a smettere.
I hate goodbyes. Why does it feel like everyone around me is slowly disappearing? Not just in here, I mean. In the outside world, too.
Maybe it's the realization that, at the end of life, everyone has to face it alone. Come to think of it, the main reason we're still alive right now is pure luck. Each morning here, for every one of us, there's the chance that we might not wake up. You could take it a step further and say that the same is true outside, too. Who can never be 100% sure when they drift off to sleep that they'll open their eyes again in the morning? If I make it out of here, I'm going to cherish every moment that I'm awake and live without any regrets.
Without regrets? I feel like a strange sense of anxiety has been quietly growing inside me over the last 2 days.
Cazzo, capisco.
Are you okay? You look really glum.
If something's bugging you, let's talk about it. There's only a few of us left here now. After everything we've been through, what's the point in keeping things bottled up?
I have a travel companion named Paimon. Alosha and Odette have met her before. She's been feeling unwell recently.
You're worried about her, aren't you? That makes sense. We've been trapped
Sì,
in
ma il
here for
fatto che
days.
fuori non stanno
To
riuscendo
be
a fare qualcosa.
I used to feel like I was just a spectator in this world, watching everything that happens from the sidelines. Maybe it's because I'm a descender?
A descender?
But with Paimon by my side, over time, I slowly felt my connection to this world growing stronger. She loves eating, sleeping, and having fun, but she's also a great guide. It's her authenticity that makes this whole world feel more real for me. Over the last few days that we've been apart, I've often caught myself wondering, what would Paimon say if she were here right now? But by the time I snap out of it, the conversation has already moved on and I'm still in my own little world. I'm trying to overcome this sense of detachment, but I really miss Paimon. I guess, in a way, she means the whole world to me.
I bet she misses you when you're not there as well. Maybe you're her entire world too.
No lacrimoni. No lacrimoni,
I
no.
don't know if this will make you feel any better, but back when the water imps left Snezhnograd in droves, I also felt like the whole world was suddenly empty. I could be surrounded by people all smiling and having fun, and still feel completely separate from it. So, I totally understand how you feel.
Non ci ha mai
Later
lasciato
on, I
Paimon,
started to think,
nonostante tutto.
maybe accepting
Nonostante
the
io pensi
fact
chi
that our
sia.
loved ones won't always be with us is something that takes a lifetime. All we can do is cherish their companionship from moment to moment. So, Once we get out of here, you better hurry back to our side as fast as you can. You can't let your story end in regret. That's the trope I hate the most.
Thank you. That's exactly what I needed to hear.
But Vodyanitsa, if you hate goodbyes too, why didn't you leave with your people?
That's just the choice I made. I used to regret it, but I don't anymore. Like I said before, singing is a water imp's primary mode of expression. It's how we convey our emotions. Our songs have echoed through this theater for hundreds of years, each one a story pieced together through moments of joy and sorrow. But does a story exist without someone to read it? To me, the answer is no. So I made the choice to stay. That way, there would still be someone left to sing these songs and listen to their stories.
Could you teach me how to understand your people's songs sometime?
Oh.
I want to be able to truly hear them, like Mr. Shram.
A fan after my own heart. Thank you, Tonya. How about I sing something for you? And you
vi
tell me
provarci
what
anch'io
you
adesso.
hear.
Okay, I'll do my best.
Sembra malinconia. Per me sento tanta malinconia. Ma anche speranza.
I've never heard that one before. I feel like I can hear a sense of longing somehow.
Color me impressed, Tonya. You're a keen listener.
Ce l'ho fatta, non c'era la
Most
speranza.
people can only tell if a song is happy or sad. I didn't think you'd be able to pick up on such specific details.
So, what's the song about then?
I've actually never performed this song in the theater before, because it has more of a ceremonial purpose for
Ok,
our
lecito.
people. It means something like, may those we have lost watch over us, and follow this song back home in the night, so that we might be reunited once more.
Quindi è una specie di requiem.
No wonder I could hear that sense of longing. You sing it for loved ones who have passed away. I hope it reaches them.
It's getting late, Tonya, and you're not well. We should all turn in early.
Non lo so, io ora farei comunque la guardia.
Watch tonight.
Okay, but before I go to bed,
Sì
could you
che
sing that
viene.
song a
Sta
couple more
arrivando.
times for me, Vodyanitsa?
Of course. Anything for my number
Porca
one
troia, sono
fan.
le 10.
Once I get out of here, I definitely don't plan on ever coming back.
Per un po' almeno.
I guess that means I'll never get to hear Vodyanitsa sing again.
Magari
That's
non
a sad
subito.
thought. Before I fall asleep, I should cherish this moment of companionship while it lasts.
Ma è quello che mi turba. La luce. Non è cambiato un cazzo. Qui non è il problema dei morti.
Where am I? It's so dark in here, and I feel
No, Tonya.
dizzy. Am I alone?
Tonya.
What was that noise?
Madonna.
Return, O spirits. Fulfill your oath of protection.
I'm
Siamo
alive?
morti per davvero?
What just happened?
No time for questions. Quick, over here. Turn on the switch. We need to bring back the light. All right, we're safe. The spirit just now is called Night Prayer. The light subdues her, but she'll, sort of. I know it's hard, but you can't let this place go dark, or she'll kill you again.
Mi ha davvero uccisa.
Yep. Luckily, I was here to resurrect you. Otherwise, that'd have been a real bummer.
La gente così arriva.
A
Tiff.
bit more than a bummer, I'd say. Wait, so you have the ability to resurrect people?
Sure I do. I'm your guardian spirit after all. I specialize in soul recall. Oh, it's nice to meet you, by the way.
Chillet, Chillet. E sono successe cose, tu non hai idea.
It's nice to meet you too.
Tu non hai idea.
There's no time to waste. The black mist is already catching up. We need to avoid it at night prayer at all costs. We need to reach the next switch before the place gets too dark. If we bring the light back, night prayer won't be able to get to us. Sweet, sweet light! It's back! Now that's a sight for sore eyes. Shh! It's night prayer. We need to move quick, but don't let her notice you.
Come faccio a non farmi notare? Vado così?
Look out!
Madonna.
The next switch is over there.
Attenzione. Cosa è successo? Probabilmente è un problema con le linee geomantiche. Come al solito, no? E quindi non stiamo ancora capendo cose. Probabilmente perché sotto il teatro le linee geomantiche sono otturate praticamente, no? E quindi i morti non riuscivano ad andare oltre. Mitya forse è morto una settimana fa, però in realtà poi sta bene. E quindi Mitya è andato via. Valerie sembra morto pure lui. Guarda, lascia perdere.
No, night prayer is here too. This can't be the only path. Let's head up there and take a look.
E quindi stiamo cercando di capire qual è il problema.
The switch is just up ahead. Hurry!
E adesso siamo bloccati.
It's too dark. We're not gonna make it.
Vuoi iniziare a cercare il nostro spirito? Vai!
Traveler! I won't let you die like this. Not on my watch.
A caso in questo mondo,
Even though it's
Borinzaro.
not permanent, dying is definitely not a pleasant experience.
Great. You're back.
Yeah, thanks to you.
Spiegarlo tutto così alla veloce è
Time for you to get
impossibile.
out of here. Quick, before the light runs out.
What about you? You're not.
I can't. I've already been used up.
Non morire pure tu.
A guardian spirit's skills are finite. I might not look any different, but I can go no further. The black mist is where I belong. It's okay.
Why didn't you tell
Penso
me
adesso che
sooner?
questo è il colore delle linee geomatiche dei libri.
Because it wouldn't have changed anything.
But
Go. Now, before it's too late. I already hear night prayer
Cioè,
approaching.
Valerie si era bloccato, c'aveva protetto a me e all'altro. E lui si faceva chiamare Mr. Porta per dire. Cioè.
What do you need, sir? How could
E quindi le anime vengono assorbite. Quindi forse non sono morti. Le loro anime
I
sono
guess there's no need to
bloccate.
inspect the body.
È solo che un corpo senza anima, ovviamente, è vuoto. In breve tempo il lamento e i numerosi folletti dell'acqua sembra riecheggiare nel teatro, pregni di profondo affetto e dolore per di inizio. Le tue emozioni iniziano a destarsi allo stesso modo, lasciando una sensazione di oppressione al petto. Cioè, guarda quanta gente è morta. Tutto perché sta cosa nera sta assorbendo le loro anime, quindi non riusciamo a capire qual è il problema. Abbiamo Shran, quello lì, abbiamo scoperto che in realtà lui era davvero uno spirito perché si ricordava della guerra fra fate e umani, e solo che era successo 4 secoli fa, 400 anni, ecco così. Nel momento in cui la Zarisa è salita al potere, e questa è un'informazione in più. E allora ho detto, vabbè, allora vado via io, così le energie mantiche non dovranno più assorbire qualcuno. E niente. Mitya forse era morto, perché Odette aveva trovato morto una settimana fa e adesso si è ritrovato a teatro. Ho detto, beh, magari... E ti ricordi quando diceva che c'erano che i ricercatori avevano momenti di amnesia? Probabilmente perché avevano questo momento di morte e poi si risvegliavano, tipo un pulsante on-off. E allora Mitya fa, allora me ne esco io, Valerie purtroppo è morto, io sono triste, ma magari per evitare altre tragedie me ne esco dal teatro e magari voi potete uscire da questa cosa, perché la tempesta non si è ancora fermata, sti cazzi che sta tempesta si è fermata. E cosa è successo? Continuano a non cambiare la situazione, anzi sta peggiorando.
This wasn't supposed to happen. You lied to us, didn't you, Chuganov? You've been lying from the start.
Take a long, hard look at yourself before you go around accusing other people. I suspected you on day one, Lelek, and now look where we are. By some strange coincidence, you've never been targeted. You just happen to have survived this long? No, you should be the prime suspect. And you, little hunter, ever so content with staying on the sidelines. Yet you were the one who stopped us from leaving from the start. Why are you trying to keep us here?
Now you're just lashing out indiscriminately. That's either a sign of anxiety or a guilty conscience. Where was all this passion and bravado before? Decided to fight until the bitter end. Is that it?
Is that a threat? Fine, bring it on. You think I'm afraid to die after all this? You want to kill me? Go ahead. I'd like to see you try.
After all the trauma of the past few days, everyone's been pushed to the breaking point. Valeria and Mitya aren't here anymore. But first, I need to think this through. Considering everyone left.
Ci stiamo cercando l'Among Us, che è l'Among Dead in realtà. Chi è il deceduto? Che cazzo ne so? Tonya, per la sua malattia. Però Cill ha detto che sì, ok, che c'ha la malattia, ma sta bene, non prende...
They're dead, yes, but the deceased... Of those who remain, the only person we've never met before is Tonya. People are easily misled by first impressions. Now that I think about it, child's sister was in fact a label I imposed on her due to my own assumptions. But Mr. Chuganov vouched for Tonya's identity yesterday.
Chuganov?
Tonya, how's Tusser been lately?
Tusser?
Oh no!
Your brother
Non è la vera
Ajax
Tonya.
must have mentioned me in his letters home, right? Did he say anything about a blonde traveler?
No. And my brother's name is Razik.
Dove cazzo è la vera Tonya?
Chuganov, Looks like it's your turn to do some explaining. Yesterday you said you could vouch for Tonya. Why did you give us a false testimony?
I knew you were behind this, Chuganov. You've been lying through your teeth from the start. Everything about you is fake. Down to the wife and daughter you're always talking about.
Non le porta
Your
mai.
entire family man persona is a charade, isn't that night when I infiltrated your place as Lelek? I noticed you were home alone. Didn't think much of it at the time. Just thought
Perché
everyone
non le
else was
porta
out.
mai al
But
teatro.
thinking back on it now, that doesn't seem very likely. My guess is, you live alone, don't you?
Even that was a lie? But why would he lie about having a family?
Oh, curses! Oh, why is there no end to this blasted snowstorm? If it would just stop!
I think I remember now. I know how I ended up here. The reason I'm always coughing is because I got sick with frostbite.
Oh,
The locals usually call it the snow cough. It's not a very common illness. It's partly genetic and partly caused by the cold climate, but it can be fatal. They sent me to the hospital as soon as they found out I had it. And I spent so long lying there in that hospital bed. After a while, I felt myself growing weaker and weaker. Nothing seemed to be working anymore. Neither the treatment that the doctors were giving me,
quindi lei non è
nor
la...
the medicine my brother was brewing from frost. So one day, I told my brother that I wanted him to take me outside for once, so things could be like they used to, just
È chiaro, perché una volta che è uscita è
for
morta.
one day. He agreed. He snuck me out of the hospital, and we escaped. We got to the theater, bought tickets, and went inside. Oh, it was all so exciting. I remember the show very clearly. It was amazing. But I found myself getting sleepier and
Oh, Tonya.
when I woke up, I couldn't find my brother anywhere. So I guessed he'd already left. But there's no way he'd leave me behind. So I decided to stay here and wait for him.
Oh
At
no,
the time, I
mi
figured
immagino
he'd
questo povero
probably going to
ragazzo.
brew some more medicine for me.
Tonya, it sounds like by then you'd...
Yeah, I know. I understand now. Dead, aren't I? This cough and the feeling weak. It's probably just my body's... After all of that, it turns out I can't blame my brother after all.
Non
I
l'hai
was the one who
abbandonato.
abandoned him.
Sei.
I'm sorry, everyone. I realized this much too late. It seems like death skewed my perception. And now I've dragged you all into this mess.
Your name probably isn't even Tonya, is it? Didn't that ever strike you as odd over the last few days?
Well, when I was little, my brother and I read a storybook.
Oh,
And Tonya is the name of one of the characters. When we escaped from the hospital, our family and the hospital security were
ha
looking
usato un nome
everywhere
falso
for
per non
us.
farsi trovare.
So when you first approached me and said my brother had sent you, and called me Tonya, I thought he must have chosen a fake name that only the two of us would know.
Ah,
Because he was afraid of getting caught.
cazzo.
No. It seems like that was just wishful thinking.
At least your memory of death isn't painful. That is a small comfort. Now it's your turn, Chuganov. Talk to us. I believe no lie is ever told without a reason.
You're right. I was lying. I happen to know that the Harbinger child and his sister Tonya managed to get tickets, so I lied to you and pretended I knew them. And yes, I was lying about my family too. The truth of the matter is, I lost them
Ah, quindi
a long
l'aveva.
time ago. I just refused to accept reality.
Arrivo,
And
vado
now
ad
I've
aprire
spent
la
the
regia
second half
e
of
ci
my
sono.
life living a lie. I'm a joke.
Ok, eccomi.
My daughter's name was Iskra. And before you ask, yes, Iskra, as in Iskra Manufacturing Plant. She also died from the snow cough. She was just 6 years old. If she were still alive today, she'd be around the same age
Perché hai
as
mentito sulla sua
little
famiglia se
Tonya
erano
here.
morti tempo fa? Cioè,
After
nessuno ha
Iskra
controllato?
My wife couldn't bear to face those memories either. So she chose to start a new
Cioè, hanno
life
dato per scontato che ce l'avesse.
without me. One day when I came home from work and saw the empty room, I soon discovered that this was the only thing that made me feel any better. So I just embraced the delusion.
Nothing more than a pathetic means of escapism, I know. But at least it's not a crime. So explain your false testimony then.
The night before last, when I was chatting with Tonya, she mentioned that her brother would brew medicine for her from frost fairy flower leaves. Combined with her various symptoms, I suddenly understood everything.
Perché non ha detto niente però, insomma. È uno
She was
stronzo.
deceased.
È uno stronzo.
The snow cough used to be an incurable illness. I would pick frost fairy flower leaves to brew medicine for Iskra too. It took hours and hours on the stove. But the year after my daughter passed away, the jester of the Fatui announced that a cure for frost blight, also known
Cazzo,
as
che
the snow
sfiga.
cough, had finally been developed.
Bro, che sfiga.
It turned out that all previous treatments were completely ineffective. No better than random concoctions.
C'è Piero arrivato. Oh, la cura alla cosa di tua
I
figlia.
just couldn't take it
È
anymore.
morta.
Just one more year.
Scusa.
One more year, and everything would have been okay.
Cazzo.
So, more than anyone, I know full well that in this day and age, no one in
Perché
their
adesso
right mind
effettivamente
would
c'è
still
una
be using
cura.
frost flower leaves to brew medicine for the snow cough. Poor Miss Tonya, therefore, had to have been from an era when snow cough was still a terminal illness.
So, you projected your daughter onto her? Even though you knew she was one of the dead?
That doesn't make any sense. You knew she
Buonasera.
was already dead.
Sì.
What did you hope to achieve by
Puoi
protecting
darmi un
her?
bacino?
I just don't believe in your
Mhm.
crackpot theories, nor do I approve of your actions. How can you just declare a living person dead and throw them out into that snowstorm? Nitia's gone. My good buddy Shram's gone. And now it's Tonya's turn, isn't it?
Poi
The
l'uomo,
others,
questo
I can
poi
have
non
my
è
piece
Tonya.
of. But little Miss Tonya. Here she is, standing right in front of us, alive and breathing, and fighting her own battles. Yet you're quite happy to say she's dead? I just want her to live. Once this snowstorm is over, the very moment it stops, I'm going to march out that door and find someone who can fetch the very best medicine for her snow cough. I'll be damned if I'm gonna let you cast her out into the snowstorm before I have the chance to cure her. Not again. Not this time. Not when the cure is right within our grasp.
C'è un momento tristissimo, non farmi ridere.
Mr. Juvenile, stop. I can't let you do this.
Tu non hai idea, gente che muore e poi risorge.
By the sounds
Robe.
of it, you've known I was dead since the night before last,
No.
right?
No, spero.
E non fa diventare neanche
I
l'acqua di
really liked
no.
Mr. Valeri, Mr. Mitya, and Miss Vodyanitsa.
Vuoi ridere?
Now they're
Però...
all
Allora,
dead because of me.
aspetta.
Neanche fresco io.
Allora, chi è che c'è lì con te? C'è regia. Sì, c'è Regio e c'è Albo in...
Ciao Albo.
Allora, un uomo ha perso moglie e figlia. Cioè, ha perso prima la figlia per una malattia perché al tempo non c'era la cura.
Ok, che brutta roba.
È una bruttissima roba. E la moglie non ha potuto sopportare questo dolore e si è andata a farsi una nuova vita. Anche quello molto triste. Quest'uomo il giorno dopo ha scoperto che è arrivato Pierro con la cura per la malattia di sua figlia.
Già morta.
Un po' ho riso.
Mamma che figa. Fosse venuto il giorno prima.
Sì, che cazzo. È terribile. Però sto anche ridendo un pochino. Che sempre che culo nella vita. E quindi adesso c'è questa gente che è tutta morta perché gli hanno rubato le anime. Adesso devono rimetterle a posto. E c'è tutto un casino. Voglio almeno arrivare al prossimo checkpoint e poi mi fermo. Perché non so quando è.
Ciao bellezzo, grazie
Bellezzo,
bellezza.
tu sei bellezzo.
I'm not
Grazie
happy
bellezza.
about that.
Mm.
The reality is, you've been trying to fight your own demons through me. But all
Ma
you've
anche
really
bello,
done
lo
is
fa
trap
caldo
me
così o
inside
anche
your
peggio?
delusion along with
Sì,
you.
sì, anche loro fa caldo.
No!
In montagna che fa
Listen to me.
caldo.
I want to save you.
Sta
I
cosa.
do.
Bro, non puoi
Oh,
salvare una
Biscuit,
persona che è già
I'm
morta.
quite
Sta
sure that I'm
poveretta è
dead.
un'anima
I
perduta.
don't need to be
Chi ci ha provato
saved.
l'ha messo in croce.
The time I
Allora?
get to spend with all of you is more than enough for me. Despite all the bad things that kept happening, I got to meet so many interesting people and spend so many days and nights by your side. Since the day I escaped that hospital until now, this has been an adventure I never even dared to dream of. I'm very fond of you all. If it were only possible, I'd trade my soul to bring back the ones who died. If it meant things didn't have to end like this.
Con queste linee geometriche c'hanno veramente bisogno di essere messe a posto. Sono veramente un colabrodo. E c'è sempre un problema.
I'm sorry.
It's them that you owe an apology to, sir. Not me.
Ma un po' mi dispiace per...
I suppose this is it. It's time for my adventure to end.
You're leaving already? It's still early. Don't you want to stay a little longer?
Alyosha, io ti amo, ma vuoi stare ancora
No,
qua un
thank
altro
you.
po'? Basta,
Oh,
usciamo da sto teatro. Sono 3 giorni che siamo bloccati qui.
My name is
Effettivamente
Natasha.
potrebbero risorgere dopo 3 giorni.
It was nice meeting you all.
Ci è passato troppo. Pashka
Feels
si chiama.
strange that we're only being properly introduced now that it's time to say goodbye.
Tashka.
What are you doing, Tuganov? Are you crazy?
Let me leave. I can't keep lying to myself anymore.
E preferisci
In my
morire?
dreams. Don't think you're getting off that easy when you had a hand in the deaths of so many people. The Fatui have honed quite an array of enhanced interrogation techniques since they were founded. Once we're out of here, Lelek will personally give you a taste of every
Allora, se mi
last
dici così, io sono pronta a essere interrogata da te. Non è finita la neve! Non riusciamo ad uscire da sto posto di merda.
I think we should leave. I doubt this snowstorm is ever going to stop. For all we know, this storm might have destroyed all of Snezhnaya by now. Maybe even the whole world.
Comincio a pensare allo stesso modo. Avrei
Wait,
voluto farlo un po'
we finally
prima.
solved the mystery of the haunted theater today. Maybe let's at least try to enjoy tonight.
Fair enough. I don't particularly feel like dying in Chuganov's company anyway.
And yet you won't let me die first.
Hey, Chuganov, on a serious note, if we do make it out of here, you should close down that factory of yours. A lot of people are freezing thanks to you.
Is this really the time to be discussing my factory? All right, fine. I'll shut it down. Doesn't matter to me anymore.
Am I hearing things? Or was... There it is again. But I don't understand.
Se
The
qualcuno
snowstorm
bussa,
hasn't
apro le
stopped,
Pierro e
has it?
svengo. Lo dico.
Invece gli omicidi.
Should we open
Spero
the
di
door?
non basta.
Is this it? Is this nightmare finally over? If the last few days are anything to go by, I probably shouldn't be getting my hopes up. Whatever lies beyond that door at this moment, it could be something even more terrifying than everything we've been through so far.
Andiamo ad aprire, per favore. Adesso voglio sapere. Voglio sapere chi è. In teoria per massimate progressi. Ma voglio sapere chi è. Vado avanti. Posso?
Vai, intanto io sto guardando qua.
Ok. Posso? Ho avuto il permesso da regia.
Mi devo mettere le cuffie perché la puntata è bellissima.
Mettiti quello che vuoi. C'hai tutte le cuffiette lì. Oh, minchia.
Hey everyone, I'm back.
How are you doing? Feeling any better?
Much better, thanks. Whew, it is so good to have you guys here. I was a little worried that the theater would be empty by the time I got back. Let me see. Tonya and Vodyanitsa are missing, which means
Guarda, ovviamente una roba su Tonya. Era lei il vero morto
Vodyanitsa
qui.
died last night. And then you discovered that Tonya was the other dead person.
Not Tonya. Petashka.
Ptaszka.
First,
si
tell us how
dice.
you made it
Ok.
back here. Given the conditions outside, no one should be able to return alive.
You're right. The thing that got me back safely was a song. I heard someone singing. After walking into the snowstorm, my mind grew hazy. I don't know how long I walked through the storm before my mind completely slipped away.
Ok. Cazzo di tormenta è?
And suddenly, I heard the sound of singing. The voice instantly brought me back to my senses, and I regained consciousness. So I followed the voice, searching for the source of the singing. I searched and searched, until finally, just a few moments ago, there was the entrance to the theater, right.
I've actually never performed this song in the theater before, because it has more of a ceremonial purpose for our people. It means something like, "May those we have lost watch over us, and follow this song back home in the night."
That must have been Vodyanitsa's requiem. Who knew it actually worked?
That song is meant to guide the souls of the dead.
Minchia, sei
Minchia.
morto?
That
Huh. No kidding. Huh? Seemed like I guessed right then. This is what I've been so desperate to tell you about. When I first stepped out of the theater, I was still quite lucid. My memory of it is still pretty intact. I remember the outside world being completely different than what I'd expected. It was like this was a world where only the snowstorm existed. There wasn't a trace of any humans or buildings ever having been there. I don't know how else to describe it, except to say that it just didn't seem like the real world. And as for the Requiem, if I was guided here by Vodyanitsa's song, it can only mean that I must already be dead. And this is my soul, not my body.
E dov'è il tuo
But I
corpo,
didn't
Mitya?
experience a clear moment of death while I was out there. Nor do I feel any different now than before I walked into the snowstorm.
Qualcuno ha controllato. Dov'è il morto?
You
Dov'è il
don't
corpo di
seem
Mitya?
any different to me either. In fact, this is something I've been wondering about for a while now. Both Shram and Petashka were clearly deceased, and yet their souls didn't look or feel like ghosts at all. They were visible, tangible, no different than you or me.
This raises a truly terrible thought.
Siamo tutti all'interno di un sogno? No.
Dreams can't explain everything.
Ah, no. Bella citazione.
Mitya's soul was summoned back by the Requiem. Of course, if even the then maybe we've all been dead from the very start.
Siamo morti?
And all of us are now
E
souls
come?
wandering the theater.
Spirando.
Cosa ci ha ucciso? Quindi forse ci siamo svegliati?
Yes. I think that this is probably the afterlife.
What did you say?
You heard me. We died in the theater. All of us did. But due to an obstruction in the theater's ley lines,
Tutto
our
perché
souls
le
are
linee
trapped
geometriche
here,
sono ostruite.
while an endless, infinite
Questa cosa
snowstorm rages
incredibile.
outside. It's ironic, really. All that time, we were working so hard to figure out who the deceased among us were, when the truth was, we were all deceased. Do you remember that note, "Death is near"? Seems like we misunderstood what it meant after all. Death was nearer than we wanted to think all along. The note simply meant that all of us were already dead.
So all our attempts to survive, Our search for the...
Hard to say. At the very least, we helped 2 lost souls find clarity and go to where they belong. The presence of those 2 is probably what caused our souls to be drawn in by the ley lines. In which case, the deaths we've awoken to over the past few days were just souls returning to the ley lines for good.
If what you're saying is true... Huh, no wonder. This afternoon, when I was moving Vodyanitsa's body, I noticed that the other bodies in the room hadn't decayed one bit.
Il corpo non si decompone in 2 giorni, cioè
That's
che
further
corpo
proof
è?
that those aren't physical bodies at all, but merely our shells here in the afterlife.
Puff!
Really dead?
Non è solubile.
Doesn't feel real to me at all. No.
No, non era quello, non sono loro.
Cannot be how it all ends.
I still find it hard to believe that all of us are dead. How exactly did we die in the real world? None of us have any memories of dying,
Abbiamo
right?
morti durante un'esibizione di Odette. Stata glaciale, pof, così.
Not even knowing how we died is preposterous.
Good. Exactly. It's hard to rest in peace when you don't even know how you died. It gave me lots to think about as I strode out into the snowstorm. I racked my brains trying to remember the cause of my death, the exact moment I died, the root of all of this, right up until my consciousness faded. Wait. Hold on. Right before I lost consciousness, I think I saw something.
Cosa?
I can't remember. And I think I lost my notebook and pen.
Mitya, your hand. Is that blood on your fingers?
Huh?
Hmm?
You're right. There's blood on the fingertips of my right hand. Looks like it's already dried. When did that happen?
Dita, 1.
What the?
Ronova.
I guess this was what I saw. I must have desperately drawn it in my own blood right before losing consciousness. What's wrong? Do you recognize the symbol?
It's Renova, the ruler of death.
Perché Ronova?
Alosha, do you still remember that Snezhnayan folktale you told me about? It was about the Grim Reaper. When someone's about to die, he appears as an incarnation of someone familiar, and as soon as you recognize his face, your life is over.
I heard a similar tale when I was little. You think the Grim Reaper in this story refers to the ruler of death you mentioned?
That's right. In which case, death is near could also mean that the Grim Reaper is here.
Death, the deceased, and the Grim Reaper? So it's a triple entendre. When I first saw this note, I thought it contradicted the investigation report. But now it seems like that was the whole intention.
So the Grim Reaper deliberately misled us. Then, we started suspecting each other and searched for the deceased while they...
By that logic, the one person most likely to be the Grim Reaper incarnate is...
Perché non lo so. Alyosha? Forse perché è un cacciatore? Ma potrebbe anche essere lui che continuava a fare le cose.
Identifying the Grim Reaper is a major...
Forse Alyosha.
No doubt about it. It's Alosha. Looking back at how everyone has acted over the past few days, Alosha is most likely the Grim Reaper lurking. Is it you, Alosha? You were the first to discover the investigation report, and you had plenty of time to slip the note inside to mislead us.
So? Surely you can't suspect me based on that alone. What if someone else found the investigation report first, slipped the note inside, and then put it back without telling anyone?
There's no denying it. The note could easily have been slipped in much...
That's not all. I've also noticed that, although on the surface, looking back now, even though you didn't say much, you were always subtly guiding everyone from the sidelines.
What do you mean?
You were the one who emphasized how dangerous it was outside and insisted we all stay here. It was also you who suggested that we all sleep in the same place. And earlier today, You tried to convince Patoshka to stay. I don't understand why, but it was out of character.
So, you didn't understand my intentions, and now you're assuming the worst. Seems pretty unreasonable if you ask me.
He still won't admit it? Fine. Let's see how he responds to the most damning evidence of all.
The biggest question I have right now is, if the Grim Reaper is impersonating Alosha, then where's the real Alosha?
That's right. This was the moment. Right at the start, before any victims had even emerged, Alosha was switched with the ruler of death while everyone's guard was still down.
Cazzo. Non il mio piccolo, non lui.
When all this began, right after the performance ended and the snowstorm began to pick up, no one suspected anything unusual. We just assumed we were snowed in. It wasn't until we discovered the bodies the morning after that we realized something out of the ordinary was going on. But it's clear now that the oddities actually started earlier than that, when Dimov walked into the snowstorm and never came back.
Right. So Mr. Dimov was the first victim, not Sobolova and Torgov.
And if we pinpoint that moment as the beginning of this incident, then one thing becomes clear. Alosha, you are the only person who walked into the snowstorm and came back without the help of Vojanitsa's Requiem.
More precisely, Alosha never came back at all. The one who came back was the Grim Reaper.
Not bad. Well, since you've backed me into a corner, I suppose there's no point in keeping up the act anymore.
Alosha?
You're the Grim Reaper?
I am no such tired cliché. Mortals should address me as the ruler of death. Before being wiped out for good, you identified the two deceased, and even sensed my presence. A commendable achievement. Far beyond what I expected.
I heard you can ferry souls. Those deaths each night.
Your initial conclusion was correct. Due to the existence of the two deceased, the ley lines yearned to reclaim those long-lost souls. Every night they devoured an equal number of souls to fill the void. This required no intervention from me. Though, of course, ferrying souls is indeed my authority. Here, take a look.
Odette!
What are you doing?
That takes care of today's two. Don't get so worked up. You are already dead, and your souls must return to the ley lines.
I know we're already dead. You murdered us, didn't you?
Murdered? No. Murder is when mortals usurp my authority. Death is my jurisdiction. If I require someone to die, I need not resort to such laborious methods as murder. You simply met the criteria to trigger my curse of death.
I know about the curse of immortality. So there's another death-related curse too? You
Rotto il
cursed
cazzo
us?
queste maledizioni, Ronova.
When? And why would you do such a thing?
So often, humans pray to me, begging to know when their death will come, and what form it will take. But few people ask why. If you must have an answer, know that death comes simply because one's time has come.
So you're not gonna tell us the truth?
Hold your tongue. By all rights, you shouldn't even be allowed to speak with me. Those angels from the past are to blame for the reckless renovation of the ley lines here. It's made my work on this occasion infuriatingly complicated.
Work? So trapping us here, making us watch our friends die, that's just another day at work for you?
You clearly have a lot of questions. Fine. As a reward for your remarkable accomplishments over the past few days, I shall answer a few of your inquiries, provided they aren't too... After the physical body dies, The soul must return to the ley lines for that person's death to be considered complete. My work encompasses the entire process of death, including, naturally, the guiding of souls into the ley lines, with which you are now so familiar. You must also be rather familiar with Natlan's Night Kingdom, I presume? It was I who supported the creation of the Night Kingdom. It provided a convenient means of guiding the souls of Natlan.
Adesso non è più
Here,
controllo
too,
su
the ley
Natlan.
lines connected to the theater underwent some modifications. The angels hoped to make them capable of accommodating the souls, but this actually hindered their ability to accept ordinary souls to some degree. This effect manifested itself after you died from the curse in the theater, leaving you stranded in the afterlife. But if souls who die from the curse of death fail to return to the ley lines within a short window of time, they will miss their chance for good. Then, they will remain forever suspended between life and death, no longer subject to the authorities of either.
So if you don't resolve this matter soon, and see all our souls return to the ley lines before long, we'll...
Mitya is sharp. This must be what Renova was worried might happen, and the reason she got involved to begin with. But if you have the authority to guide souls, why didn't you just show yourself and get it over with? Why hide among us in the form of Alosha?
You seek to understand the mind of a god. Very well. I'll tell you. This is a theater, and I decided I wanted to watch a show about death. That's why I encouraged you to take the events to the stage. I found myself getting quite immersed. I suppose the entertainment you provided makes up for all the trouble you've caused me by being so defiant in the face of death. There. Are you happy with my answer?
Questa non è una morte giusta.
Really? But it fits the stereotypes you humans have about gods.
Just moments ago, you were complaining about how infuriatingly complicated your work here has been. Work is work, I get it. There are times when it's a huge pain, but you just have to get it done.
That's a rather unique perspective for a human. You are in fact correct. There is a pain point in this case. Due to the obstruction in the theater's ley lines, there is a hard limit on the number of souls they can receive each day, making it impossible for me to ferry all your souls at once. Revealing my identity too soon would inevitably have led to futile resistance. Then there was the issue of the 2 lost souls you called the deceased. The way you resolved that quandary was all part of my design.
That's what I don't understand. If all of us were souls of the dead, what made their presence among us special?
For centuries, they have refused to return to the ley lines, exploiting the issues created by the angel civilization to resist being drawn in. Centuries of obsession accumulated during this process. You may think of this obsession as the resentment of the dead.
No, ma dite ancora che ero nuova e bella, patata, dolcetto, ma vaffanculo va.
It reached the point where I could not
So perché le
afford to leave
tette.
it unchecked. But the only way to fix it was to help them acknowledge their own deaths, make peace with their regrets, and willingly walk into the snowstorm. Only then, with my guidance, could they finally return to the ley lines. Otherwise, you would not like to know what the consequences would have been.
I vaguely remember seeing Patashka, but in the most terrifying form. Was that in a dream? Is that what would have become of her if she hadn't returned to the ley lines?
I see your dreams brought you many revelations. So you see, death in fact grants wisdom to mortals. Souls connect to all things in the world and see the chain of cause and effect between them. It's nothing unusual. Anyway, giving psychological counseling to lost souls is not my strong suit. That is more of an angel's role. It was something I could not resolve directly using my authority, so I decided it was easier to leave the bomb defusal to you. Meanwhile, of course, Their presence caused the souls of other members of your party to return to the ley lines each night. From where I stand, that was killing two birds with one stone. As both issues slowly resolved one another without me having to lift a finger, all I had to do was stay close by and keep the situation under control. Then use my authority to wrap things up at the end.
Cioè, le linee geomantiche poi erano ostruite, quindi ha maledetto queste persone perché doveva farle portare nelle linee geomantiche. Ma porca miseria! Ma se la sende della morte, ma fai qualcosa! No, deve fare la stronza, deve maledire.
And, of course, while I was at it, I thoroughly enjoyed watching this drama, dealing with death from a mortal perspective, play out on the stage.
Sounds like you had it all figured out, Grim Reaper. I just did the math. You said there's a hard limit to the number of souls the ley lines here can receive each day. It's 2, isn't it?
That much is obvious, even to a fool.
It's time to review this whole affair. If the ley lines can only take in 2 people per day,
Ok. Ogni giorno.
looking back now, none of us had the faintest idea at the time. From the moment the staff member named Demoff walked into the snowstorm, the incident had already begun. No.
Lascia.
No. Let me go. No. Let... Alosha was the second to walk into the snowstorm after Demoff to investigate. During this process, the ruler of death assumed his identity, making him one of the victims.
Ok. Poi sono morti I 2
During
mercanti.
our first night in the theater, everyone was caught up in the novelty of it all. No one could have expected there would be victims the very next morning. Despite all the confusion, and with the help of hindsight, we finally began to realize that something was amiss with the snowstorm. The ley lines devoured Torgov and Sobolova. Odette and I spoke a lot that night. 3 people were on watch, but in the morning, we discovered that someone had fallen victim all the same. The deaths of Kulish and Rampana caused everyone to stop suspecting Lelek. Unexplainable phenomena occurred one after another. Later, we discovered that there seemed to be an extra person among us, and subsequently discovered the existence of the deceased. Mr. Shram realized he was the deceased.
Poi Aliosh. No, Aliosh è andato dopo. È Valerie.
We thought it was all over, but Mr. Valeri's death was a root. A lot happened today. Mr. Valeri...
E poi?
The fact that there was more than one deceased seemed to bring us back to square one. Odette revealed some information she had been keeping to herself.
Non può uccidere noi? Credo. Stato.
Although Mitya did indeed walk into the snow...
È riuscito a tornare, vero?
As it happened, the girl I thought was Child's sister, Tonya,
No. Vodjenica.
Let me go
Vodjenica.
over this again. Vodyanica was swallowed by the ley lines in her sleep. Come to think of it, Petashka was about to and Renova, unaware that Micha would return, was concerned that her soul would overflow from the ley lines. Looking back, I suppose that was an early slip-up on her part.
E oggi. Oggi ho detto.
No one could have expected anyone who walked into the snowstorm to return. But just after nightfall, Micha returned, bringing crucial information with him. Various truths began to surface, including that all of us were already dead, and that the ruler of death was here among us. Then, after revealing her true form, Renova callously claimed 2 souls. In fact, now, only Mitya and I remain. That covers everything. It's all.
Your work isn't finished here yet, is it? The Traveler and I are still standing here, safe and sound.
The Water Imp's song threw things off a little, but it is of no consequence. The ley lines have already anchored your soul, and the first ray of light tomorrow morning will take you back. I, meanwhile, need to review my attitude towards the Water Imp race.
So the reunion in the night that Vodyanica mentioned, I suppose that was never meant to be a permanent reunion.
That just leaves you, Traveler. My power only allows me to temporarily separate your soul from your body. The ley lines of Tevat would not accept you, and your soul is firmly anchored to your body by your will. For a descender like you, who is not bound by Tevat's rules, your death can only be brought through the most violent of means. I have no interest in involving myself with descenders. For now. Although, this may change if Asmodee remains missing, or you insist on interfering with our affairs.
One last question then. All our struggles and sacrifices here.
Death abides no reason. Besides, what you call sacrifice is merely a concept created by humanity. To me, it is nothing more than a self-indulgent charade in the face of death. Mere mortals fantasizing that their actions could reclaim something from my grasp.
Grim Reaper, you really know how to get on my nerves.
I'm not here to ingratiate myself with you. I kill merely because your deaths are necessary.
Oh, you've made that quite clear. But humans don't take well to being scorned. Not even by the gods.
Vabbè.
This is futile. You must know that you are powerless against me in my own domain. I suggest that you save your strength.
For what? Maybe we can't change it. But if nothing else, we can at least teach you to have some respect for the dead.
Audacious.
Che figata! Porca troia! Oh. Noi siamo usciti. Siamo usciti.
How are you holding up, Odette?
What happened to me?
How much do you remember?
What do you mean?
Has Odette already forgotten?
Meglio. Sarebbe brutto dirle, oh sai, sei morta per un po'.
Mitya?
Oh, I'm sorry. I guess I spaced out there for a second. Remind me who you are?
Don't you remember anything?
Yeah, I remember now, comrade.
Okay.
Looks like we guessed right.
I'm an old.
Just like me when Odette found me at the Armory Palace. For some reason, everyone killed by the ruler of death eventually came back to life. Just with one catch. They forgot what happened while they were dead.
Odette and the others have already forgotten everything. Why were you able to remember this time?
Could this be the reason? You said this is the ruler of death's symbol, right?
I don't see anything there.
You don't? Huh. Okay, I guess that makes sense. I carved this into my hand in the afterlife, so it's not visible in the physical world. Does that mean I carved this symbol into my soul? What about you, though? The ruler of death mentioned that you're a descender? Is that why you can remember?
A full explanation would get complicated very quickly, but that's essentially it.
Well then, now that it's all over, let's figure out what we've learned. The first thing I notice is that everything here is precisely as we left it, right before our deaths. This confirms that time passes differently in the afterlife.
They say that right before death, time slows down and your whole life flashes before your eyes.
That must be how you know you have one foot in the afterlife by that point. Anyway, clearly the few days we spend in the afterlife probably only amounted to a few short minutes in the real world. This also aligns with previous reports of widespread temporary memory loss among the Armory Palace personnel. Now it seems likely that those were all brief deaths caused by the Grim Reaper's so-called curse of death. To those unaware of the truth, dying and coming back to life must feel similar to a short bout of catatonia.
Sì, come quando ti risvegli da un brutto sogno.
This leaves me with a couple big questions. What are the conditions that trigger this so-called curse of death? And why are we resurrected after we die?
If nothing else, I think it shows that killing us wasn't her ultimate goal. We still don't know her true reasons for subjecting us to death.
Right. This time only got complicated because of the situation with the theater's ley lines. That's why she had to approach it differently. If the previous incidents of amnesia among the researchers are anything to go by, killing us is usually a pretty routine matter. Come to think of it, wasn't I about to note something down before I died? I can't remember what it was, but I think it was something related to my research project. Sorry, Traveler. I'll catch up with you again later. Right now, I have to make a trip back to the Armory Palace.
Ma'am, if I may, no one of your description has ever shown up in my investigations into Mr. Mitya's friends.
Ciao, Valerie.
Yet,
Ciao,
you two
bell'uomo.
seem very familiar with each other. Could you perhaps tell me where he was in such a rush? And, by the way, have we ever crossed paths? Forgive the presumptuousness, but I feel a vague and indescribable sense of familiarity about you.
Nei tuoi sogni,
I
Valerie.
can explain everything. Could you help me gather everyone in the theater in one place?
Oh. Ok, quindi hanno fatto un recappone.
So, Chuganov really is going to shut down the factory. I guess this theater incident actually did us some good after all. So, you said I promised to take you to the Armory Palace while we were in the afterlife, yes? I believe you.
Oh.
I think I even have a vague memory of it.
Prima voglio tornare a controllare come sta Paimon.
Agreed. Let's check in on her first. The whole reason for our trip to the Armory Palace anyway is to figure out what's going on with her health.
Le 3 morti del destino. Però siamo usciti. Che bello. Ok. Misteltin. L'arma decida. Ok. Ma prima di tornare da Paimon, visto che la prossima volta sarà un pochino più in là, minchia, devo aspettare 2 settimane per vedere questa cosa. Sabato prossimo, regà. Sabato prossimo. Perché domani sera no. Cioè, non domani sera, neanche sabato sera. Perché non ci sono. Domenica sera sono impegnata. Ah. Una settimana dovrò aspettare. Va bene, lo accetto. Ok, ragazzuoli, io vi ringrazio per essere passati. Abbiamo fatto quasi 3 ore. Ma volevo almeno uscire dal teatro. Me ne volevo andare da quel posto. Lo stavo odiando. Per quanto sia un posto meraviglioso. Comunque sì. Ragazzuoli, noi ci vediamo sabato prossimo. A questo punto. Sabato prossimo continuiamo Genshin. Vi farò sapere poi. Ok? Grazie mille a tutti per essere passati. Tanto bene. E niente, passate delle belle serate. Non scioglietevi per favore. Bye bye. Bye bye.